Hey everyone, this is James, and we are on Still Sending It. This is a new podcast, and hopefully it grows into something, something that everybody likes to listen to, especially here in Ohio. We have a special guest today. It is Mark Weaver from Edge One Racing. And if you need any parts and you want reliability, you want performance, and you just want to compete at the races, Edge One Racing. eBay store, correct?
Yeah.
You have an eBay store. There's a Facebook page. And how else do they get any other ways they can get a hold of Edge One Racing?
My phone number.
Yeah.
740-796-9599 is my landline. And then my cell phone is 740-617-7168. If I don't answer because of telemarketers, just text me.
Yeah, text, yeah. But anywhere around the country, around the world, eBay store, Edge One Racing. Mark is a master mechanic and has provided lots of guidance for pretty much all of us throughout this racing career. So we're going to start off. This here is Mark Weaver. And I'm going to start us off with a couple of my favorite Mark Weaver memories. So the first one is going to be from before my motocross days. There was a group of us. It was Sean Reed, Chad Clark, my brother Steven, Kenny Mox, and a couple other kids who came and went. We'd ride our BMX bikes across town to Weaver Cycle Shop on Taylor Street. And you were rebuilding a crank for someone. And I remember you were always just amazing to us kids. Like 100%. We come in there and it was like, hey, what's up, guys? And I'm just like, fuck yeah. I was all pumped, man. Cause like you were already a legend, you know what I mean? For just going fast, through the 80s. This was late 80s, early 90s. So we were all pumped, like we'd do our little jumps and be like, pretend like we were you and everything on the BMX tracks. Goddard Park. You remember Goddard? Well, I don't know if you ever did the BMX tracks at Goddard Park, but we did. Right. We had some whips and everything we were doing, but you were rebuilding a crank. And I was like, just curiosity wise, just because I was standing there talking to you, had the butterflies in my stomach and was kind of sweating a little bit. And I said, oh, how do you get that so perfect? And you're like, well, you're only allowed to have a percentage of a degree of this, and this. And I fucking glazed over. Oh, and yeah. you went full on Bill Nye the Science Guy on a fucking motocross bike. And I just remember you stopped talking and it was like awkward at the end of it. And I was like, well, all right then. Yeah. and walked on. But I remember that was a story we told, like, well, all right, because they're like, yeah, Jimmy's in there being the dickhead, you know what I mean, kind of thing. But you guys were always like, because you had the Suzukis, the 1990s, 80s, 90s Suzukis were amazing looking. You know what I mean? They were so, oh, dude, they were just amazing. The 125, I always wanted RM 125, and 1991 for some reason was the year that I was just like, this is what it is. And so we would go into Weaver Cycle Shop and we would look at them, and
a whole row of them.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, and we would talk to your mom, and she's like, "Make you a real good deal on it." We couldn't even rub pennies together, at that point. Yeah. But I did. When I was 16, started mowing lawns and doing things, and got an '86 RM 125 as my first race bike. Yeah, that was my first race bike.
That was the slowest RM they ever made.
I tell you what, I love that thing. He couldn't start for shit, but I couldn't start for shit anyways. But once it got going, I was all right. I remember my first race, I took a 5th and a 4th out of 20 and got 4th overall. And I thought I was king shit, but boy, I found out real quick that I wasn't nothing what I thought. So my second Mark Weaver story is one that has like a little bit of a two-parter. And Friday Night Series, Honda Hills. Mark Weaver on a uncharacteristic Kawasaki KX250.
That was PJ's. PJ Rapel let me ride that.
Comes out, pulls the whole shot.
Well, wait, it depends on what year.
I don't even remember. Yeah, it was 99 or 2000.
PJ let me ride his in the late 90s.
Late 90s?
And then Doug Kane actually sponsored me in 2000 and 2001.
Okay.
It could have been
any of that on uncharacteristic on a Kawasaki. Yeah. But he comes down the night section, goes up, blows over the fucking berm. Completely over the berm, breaks his fucking leg.
Oh yeah. I don't know where this is headed. Yeah.
Breaks his damn leg. Gets up, finishes the moto. We don't know his leg's broken at that time, but he shows up like the next Friday Night Series on crutches, still won the series. Is there a picture out there, or am I making this up, of you accepting your trophy on fucking crutches?
Yeah, I got that picture. Your mom actually rode to the hospital or took me to the hospital because they wanted to haul me to Newark.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, no, I ain't going to Newark. I'm going to Zanesville. Well, we ain't taking you then. I'm like, that's fine. And your mom hauled me into the hospital in like a station wagon. I think threw me in the back.
Celebrity, Buick Celebrity station wagon.
Yeah,
Yep,
whatever it was. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm going to Zanesville. That way people can visit me. Yeah. That was. But I had to miss a couple rounds, so we went into the last round, and if I just rode, I would get enough points to win the series, you know. So Dave Greer let me ride his KLX 300 or something. And I had Troy. So I was on crutches still.
Yeah.
And my buddy Troy was like going to haul me up there, and I had my gear bag packed, and it was in the house. My wife was in there. I told Troy, I said, go in there and get my gear bag, because I was contemplating whether I wanted to do it or not.
Yeah.
And so he went in to get the gear bag, and she followed him out of the house screaming, you better not be racing. I said, someone needs to borrow my gear. So that's all it is. And then I showed up, and Greer had to hold me up down there on line and stuff. But man, I took off. I really only had to do one lap, but I finished the whole thing.
Yeah.
I actually was passing some dudes too, because I hadn't raced in a couple weeks.
Yeah, a couple weeks. But am I making this part up that you climbed up the damn hill and finished the race with the broken leg? Or am I making that up?
I don't remember doing that. I mean, I could've,
that sticks in my head.
I got up and I tried to get on my bike, but when I tried to walk, I fell over.
Okay.
So my leg gave out.
That was a different wreck where we were all like, man, Mark just blew. It was
You're probably thinking of the race that I actually raced when I was on crutches, and I finished the whole thing.
That's probably what it is, because mind you, this was 2000. Was this 2000? Was this 99?
No, that would have been. That was before 2000, so I'm thinking 97 or 8 probably.
Okay, so 97 or 8 had happened, because we were all doing the Friday night series, and I just remember that.
I got in trouble. The track owners and Cheryl Willard, she was like, You be careful, you only got to do one lap. And I raced the whole thing, was battling with some people. They hollered at me, you wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Man, it was fun.
It was fun. Yeah. You got the 6-foot trophy. There's a picture of you on crutches, because that picture stands with me, and I'm like, man, maybe that's another faded memory, you know what I mean, kind of thing. But that's a good one, because I think that's the same year that Christopher won his 65 trophy, and there was a group of you, right?
Yeah, and he's in there, and he's just a little dude.
Yep, he's just a little dude then, and so
ripper, though.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun back in those days doing the Honda Hills Friday night series.
It was like going to a family gathering every Friday night. I mean, you're with your buddies and their family.
Yeah,
see them more than your regular family, And I couldn't get enough of that Friday night series. I didn't have a bike. That's why I rode those Kawasaki. I mean, I rode whatever anybody would let me. The one series, I rode a different bike every race. Someone would let me ride whatever, and I think I won all the races, and won the thing.
More times than not, if you were on the starting line, you won.
Well, I tried.
That was always something that we all gathered around the fence. You know what I mean? Because we wanted to see, and it was that Honda Hills fence that was all like the sticks, and it was all leaning over, and it was all from Roger DeCoster days, left over. So like we would all stand right there, and then because. We all, like you said, as a family gathering, we all cheered for each other, like even if we were racing against each other, the days, but you still wanted to, yeah. And I always hated practicing with you though, like going out on Friday night series and practicing, because I thought I could go no faster down this damn straightaway, and here you would go. And I'm like, motherfucker, he's like, what the hell? How is he doing that? Like straight up, like, and I was never a smooth rider. I don't know if you remember the way I rode. I was always feet off the pegs, just locked wrist.
Style.
Yeah, just locked wrist and just, jump in front of, but
worry about style later. You
get
first.
Yeah. So I tried to go fast and was all over the place, but I just remember like coming down a straightaway, and I'm thinking I'm just a shit, dude. Like I am hauling it. And then here he goes past me, and I'm like, bro, we're on the same size fucking bike. Like, how in the hell did you do that? So those days were so much fun.
Yeah, I got a little story about that too. I think it might have been my first pro national at High Point, and I'm in practice, and just like you, I'm like wide open, hard as I can go down the straightaway, thinking, dude, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
And then here comes, I mean, it was Rick Johnson, number 1 plate on a Yamaha, went by me like I was nailed to the wall, and I'm wide open. Like, what the heck?
What
dude?
else? How
I
could I
come
go
around
any
the turn
faster?
thinking I'm gonna hang, and he's already gone. Like, he just disappears.
Yeah.
Gone.
Well, that's another thing you did
Ripping.
to me. You did the disappearing act because,
Yeah.
you know, the one thing I found out from Troy Swartz was because Troy Swartz helped me go from C class to B class.
Okay.
Because he would ride with me at Honda Hills, and
That's
then
how you get better, right, with someone
exactly,
faster.
and he had his little practice
Always
track
a
at his
ripper.
house,
Yeah.
at his house, and so he would always wait on me, and then he would push me. And one thing that he did that I really liked was he would get behind me and he would force me to go faster. And then when he passed me, I tried to hang on his wheel.
Yeah.
Didn't work real well most of the time,
Yeah.
but I always tried to latch onto your wheel. And it was like 2 or 3 corners and you were so gone. I was like, I'm just going to slow down a little bit now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to try to go that much faster because it was like, I seen your back plate. And I was just like, you know, you had the Weaver on the back of it, the chest protectors we all had with and I was like, that's it. And just could not catch you, man.
I like
just
to hear
couldn't
that
catch
125 bark.
Oh yeah, dude. There's nothing.
Sounds so good.
Dude, what about the new KX4 327?
I've been watching Loretta's and while I'm working during the day, and they said they're firing that thing up at 3:27 p.m. every day. It's a 327.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it yet, like because they haven't filmed it as far as I know, anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm all about 2-strokes. I wish Suzuki would. If they would build an RM125 again, I bet they couldn't build enough of them. They'd sell all of them. I guarantee they would. RM6, that thing is a beast. I mean, I raced it at Mid Ohio and in the 40 plus, and it was pretty much a full gate. And there was, I think there might have been 1 or 2 other 125s, but it was all 250s and 500s. And I got 4th on it out of all them dudes, and they're 40 years old and older. I was in the thing. I asked that guy, I was like, how old are you? He said, I'm 40. I said, man, I got kids your age. He goes, what? Yeah, I'm 60. He goes, oh my God, are you kidding me? I'm like, no.
Still ripping on a 125.
Yeah, but yeah, that bike, dude, it just barks. I love riding it. Handles so good.
Yeah, Suzuki made a killer 125. Like you said, the 86 was the slowest, but I fell in love with my Suzuki RM125. Then I got a 94 RM125, and then that was one of the
modern looking. They switched to that body style.
Yeah, and then they had the you know, I like the bright colors, the pink and stuff.
You talked about the 91. I had the 91, and it was one of my favorite 125s because it handled great and it ran so good. I actually raced Pontiac Supercross in the Silverdome. I tried to qualify for the pro deal. We had to race. I don't know if it was earlier in the day or the day before. I think it was earlier in the day, like during practice. You had
to qualify.
You had to run qualifying races, and you had to be top 6, I think, and there was like 4 heats of us, and I got 7th. They took 7 out of the fastest heat. My heat was 2nd fastest that day. And the next day, I missed it by a guy beat me by like half a bike length. But we had like a tabletop, and then you made a left, and you went the whole length of the stadium. So I was, in practice. I mean, Downers Grove Yamahas. I don't even know who else out the Peak Hondas. All the bikes, all the teams, whatever they was at that time, I could run with all of them down that straightaway on my 91. The only one that pulled me just a little was the Peak Honda, and they didn't like leave me in the dust. They gradually pulled me down through there. So that thing, and I wasn't super big, so that helped a lot too. And my bike didn't have a lot. I mean, I know people ain't gonna believe that it didn't have a lot done to it. I mean, it had a pipe and something.
You did it, right?
Yeah, me and my dad, we worked on it, but that's how fast it was. It was just a good bike, man. And I want to find another one of those for vintage, and so I can race it in the vintage stuff, like a 90 or a 91. Either one.
I've seen some of the because I watched the refurbs, you know what I mean, and I've seen them do the 91, the 90s, and then they do it with that zebra looking pink.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
cheetah
god,
skin
cheetah! That
looking
is
seat,
cheetah. That is
yeah.
it. The cheetah
Little
seat.
splotchy.
Oh
My
yeah.
seat on the 91 was kind of the yellow and gray, I think, but the 92 had like the purplish
Yeah.
pink and white. And I thought, oh, I never had a 92.
Yeah.
I rode my 91 2 years, but
I
yeah, the
love that.
92 is.
I love that look,
I
that
know.
bright, and then the only thing
90s colors, man, they're
and
awesome.
they're great, and they're
Yeah.
coming back around. But you want okay, so the one thing I hated about 90s bikes, you had to buy a fucking gripper seat because those seats were so slippery and they're like so slippery.
I have
So
never ran a gripper seat. I don't like them.
you don't
they
like
pull my
them?
pants down.
Well, yeah, they
Yeah.
do that, you know. But
I mean, I know everybody likes to have a gripper seat, but
yeah,
I just.
but it
I
changed the
run
look of
soft.
the bike because back in our day they were black. Gripper
Yeah.
seats were black. I mean, Kawasaki had that Tecna one that was all ribbed or
Seal or something.
yeah, that
or
was all
Techno Seal.
ribbed and
Yeah.
it was purple,
Yeah.
which was cool.
Yeah.
But all the rest of them were just black, and it's like,
Yeah.
man, it really changed the way the bike looked. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it needs to be bright, it needs to
I
be
know.
popping. You know,
That's
we
what I
do.
like about my 06 seat. It's blue and yellow.
Mhm.
It's the stock seat that come on them. Excuse me, in 06. But I mean, I think it looks so cool. It had a black seat on it when I got it.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, I am not running that. It's just and on my 1990, I put can't remember what kind of seat cover it was, but it was yellow and it had purple letters on it. And I just thought, man, that just looks so cool on there.
All the Answer purple gear, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't even. There's a picture of us taking off at Mount Morrison, probably 91, 92, somewhere around in there. Everybody had pink, purple. It was the whole, just those colors.
Yeah.
The whole line, all 40 dudes. It
Yeah.
was awesome.
It's fluorescent all the
Yeah,
way.
It was the best,
It was, yeah.
best time.
Yeah, and then Suzuki, like you said, the 93 body style came out, and they it was such a modern, sexy looking bike,
Yeah.
but they took a little step back from that bold color because there was a red and black. Yeah, is the red and black,
It
and
was going away from
they're
that,
going, yep.
Whatever.
And then they kind of dabbled back into it in the 96 RM1 27, yeah, purple in it, yeah,
colors,
yeah,
which was cool.
Yeah, and they went back to the conventional fork, which kind of, I think it set that bike back a little bit.
Yeah, that I didn't.
Yeah, I think it said, yeah,
fan of that.
yeah.
Those bikes they run good. Bobby Chrisman's he went and bought Buddy Antonez's old arena cross bike that he won. It's his actual bike.
Yeah.
Got titanium axles, just all kinds of cool stuff on it, and it has magnesium hubs. And he went clear to Texas to get it, and he had it up there on the hills for that earlier this year, I think it was.
Oh yeah, the vintage one. Yep,
showing it off, and he fired it up for me. And
oh,
I'm like, man, I want to ride that thing.
Oh,
we got to fix the water pump, and he said I could ride it.
You fix the water pump so that way it stays cool because you're going to be holding it wide open. Because dude, one of the best things that I can remember about the races is you camped overnight and someone always got up at like 7 a.m. and cracked off a 125. And you were just like, oh, it's time to get up. And you're just hearing that, yeah, you're like, oh, you know, there's nothing better. Nothing better than Chrisman.
The good sounding 250 sounds really good, but I'm partial to 125s.
I agree with you. 125s, they've got that.
Them super mini bikes.
Yeah.
They've just hammer.
Yeah, the throatiness of a 250, it has to be super crisp or it sounds muffled. It's not the same.
I know.
It's not the same. Even a poor running 125 sounds better than a 250.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
I'm 125, dude.
Yeah.
I just love it.
I love 125s. Like,
I mean, I know them a little bit. You know, when I ride that against those bigger bikes, I know that I'm kind of at a disadvantage a little bit, but I don't care because I like riding it and I like to listen to it.
Yeah.
And then if I do beat any of them guys,
exactly.
On me.
Yeah, I think me being on a 125, that thing would be struggling for some life because I got the LBs on me, so power to weight ratio would not be the greatest, but it'd still be fun to ride a 125. I rode a YZ250 over in New Jersey a couple months back, and it'd been the first time I've been on it because I've only ridden like 3 or 4 times since I've been back riding.
252 stroke.
Yes, 252 stroke, and I've ridden 4 strokes the rest of them, and that was nice to hear the Christmas and feel the like little burst of speed, kind of thing. So
I raced Gordy. My buddy Gordon Lynn had a YZ250. I think it was 01 or 2. Went up to Malvern and he let me race it, and I raced against Lou Hardy, Shane, and I don't know who all was there, but yeah, that thing was barking like a big dog too. fun.
Yeah, two strokes are just so much fun. And everybody who left comments about Mark Weaver stories, that was awesome. Thank you so much. But just what you mean to the motocross community, especially here in District 11. Well, it's not District 11 anymore, but here in Ohio, and especially Zanesville kids. You know what I mean? You were so influential to us. So thank you for that. But what's one of your biggest memories from District 11? Then we'll do the Pro Nationals, and then we'll do the Pro Supercross.
District 11. Man, well, I rode those 80s and stuff. Well, like Troy Graham, my dad always sponsored Troy Graham, on 80s and everything, and he gave me the same equipment that Troy had, which I was a turd. I was slow. And, I'm riding around, just doing my thing, probably looking at the butterflies and crap. I don't know what was going on, but dad, he's like, "Oh man, you see Troy and Troy did this and Troy this and Troy that." And I started to get a little bit jealous and like
Mhm.
not that my dad didn't
Yeah,
pay me no
yeah,
attention, but I I just was jealous. And I'm like, man, I said I gotta figure out a way to beat Troy. And that's how Troy is a beast. He's a
yeah.
competitor and fierce competitor. And so I just was like, I got to figure out a way. And Troy had a track at his house, and I'd stay all night with him all the time. And so I started asking him. I didn't tell him, "Hey, dude, I'm
Yeah.
out there. I
I'm
got to
out to
beat
get you. I
you. I'm
got
gonna
your
get
number.
you.
I got your
Can you
number.
teach me? Can you help me?" Yeah. So he's like, "Yeah." So I'd time him, and then he'd time me, and he'd show me some stuff, and I was cutting into him, a little bit here and a little bit there, and um, so he helped me a bunch, and then finally I beat him one night on an 80 up there at Honda Hills, and I was pretty stoked. My dad come back, my mom, they were grinning, ear clear up,
Yeah.
like dad said, "I didn't think you had it in you, man. I don't know what," and then I heard him tell mom, "Hey, I won't have to sponsor none of these guys no more. Mark can handle it." And I'm like, "Oh, dude,
Oh, I
I didn't
just
think this through. I'm not sure I want to handle all that." But so, there was that. And then I really wanted to win the Troy had all them big trophies from District 11 and the nationals, and I never had a big trophy, and I'm thinking I want to win one of them big trophies. So I got in the B class and really won a 125, the 81 RM 125, and I don't even know if I won a race in District 11. I won 2 races at Yankee Lake in District 12.
Mhm.
Those were, I think, my only wins, and I had back then you had to have 200 points to get advanced to
Yep.
A,
Yep.
and I had 199 points. So I'm thinking the way I'm gonna win this trophy or this District 11 jacket, they also gave you a jacket
Yep.
back then. I gotta stay in the B class for a year. So I was thinking if I go ahead and go A, or I'd finish A the rest of the year in the A class, that then I'll be able to ride B next year. Well, I didn't know how this worked. So I lined up at Honda Hills in the A class, pulled the whole shot and won the first moto in the A class. And I'm like, what the heck? Where'd that
Yeah.
come from? And the second moto I didn't win or whatever, but I won some money.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm in now.
Uh-huh.
So they counted all my points together. So they still kicked me out, but I wasn't going back anyway because I
Yeah.
won some cash.
Oh, heck yeah. I remember that
And
first cash I won, the first
yeah.
A class race I won, got the cash. I was like, oh, this
Way
is
better
nice.
than
This is way better than a trophy.
Yeah, I spent this, some trophies. I tried to spend that, wherever, and they wouldn't take it. But so yeah, I finally, so I didn't win District 11 until '84, and I won the 125 and 250A, and then I also won So they had that overall A class trophy. It was between the 125, 250, and open class, and they took how many points you scored and divided it by how many races you won. You get your average.
Mhm.
So I beat out the guy in the 500, and I won that overall A trophy and got my name on it, and it rotates. So I only got to keep it a year, and I had to give it back. And I ended up winning it 2 more years, and I was thinking about it on the way in here. I know it wasn't 85 because I got hurt, but it was either 86 and 7 or 87, 88.
Yeah.
I won it 2 more times and had my name on it, and I did get me a jacket and
That's
stuff.
pretty.
So
you've got your name on a rotating trophy.
Yeah,
That's
I'm thinking
pretty
that was cool,
badass.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's pretty
think at the
badass.
time, I was the first one to have my name on it 3 times,
Yeah.
but, I don't even know I don't know where it's at or
Yeah, but
what they
still, it
do,
doesn't
but yeah,
matter where it's at.
I
The
know
fact
my
that your
name's
name's
on it 3
on it
times,
3
yeah.
times, that's
So
that's some bragging rights right
I was
there.
pretty stoked about that, so that's
Yeah.
good District 11 memories. The state championship races that we had, one of them was at our track, and I think I won the first moto, and then I was heading over there to check my gas, to gas my bike up for the second moto, and I seen my dad, and I think Myron Calendine was up there messing with it. I thought they were checking it over, getting it ready for me, so I
Yeah.
didn't check the gas. And I was winning the second moto and ran out of gas. I'm like, well, that's great. So I lost. The next year at Honda Hills, I think I won a moto, and the second moto, the bike broke because we mixed up 10 gallons of gas
Mhm.
all together instead of mixing, 4 gallons and
Yeah,
4
yeah.
gallons,
Yep.
whatever, or 8 gallons, whatever we did. And I don't think we had it mixed good because the rod went out. But so I lost that year. 87, I won a moto, and the bike seized the other moto. So I had really tough luck at the
See,
state championship deal.
anybody that's listening to this that don't know, especially the amateur motocross, but it goes all the way across motocross, not supercross, but the outdoors. There's 2 motos, and then you got to score in each moto for your overall. So if you win the first one, doesn't really mean as much if you don't win the second
Yeah,
one.
you gotta win the
You got to either
second
win
one
the
counts more. It's the
yes, the
tiebreaker.
second one's a tiebreaker. So
I had that, but I had a lot of good memories of District 11, going to the banquets and stuff. Just, it's a shame that it, died there a while back.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's where we all cut our teeth was District 11. That's what we did. So let's go your favorite pro national.
You mean track?
No, just your favorite pro national memory that you have,
Memory.
because those are hard. If you want to qualify, because they used to be on Sundays, you had to qualify out of Friday
Well, I'll just
to get to Saturday. Then you had to qualify out of Saturday to even line up on a 40-man gate to get
the first
$75.
Yeah, I'll just start with my first one. It was Mount Morrison, 85, and I wanted to go in 84, and that was the year I graduated because Troy Graham was going,
Mhm.
and me and his birthday is the same day, March
Oh.
7th, and he's a year younger than me. So he was going to Mount Morrison. I told Dad, I said, I want to go race that pro national. And Dad was like, no, I want you to go to your high school graduation, and I want to see you graduate because I never graduated high school. I said, well, Dad, I'm getting a diploma. I said,
Yeah.
I just don't want to go put that dress on and go up through there. I want to go moto. I want to race. And he was really pretty adamant about it. So I did it. Went to the graduation for Dad. Skipped that 84 deal, and Troy went to High Point, and he got like a 16th and 9th, or 9th and 16th, whatever.
Yeah.
For like 11th overall. I mean, and that's the year me and him was going at it.
That's
I'm
impressive.
not-
Listen,
Yeah.
40 of the best riders in the world,
Mhm.
because at that time in motocross, the United States was it.
Oh, no,
The rest of the
yeah.
world could
He
not
was
keep up.
whooping on the world.
Exactly. The rest of the world could. So
And he actually run.
Yeah.
I think he ran top 5
Yeah.
for quite a while.
yeah,
So then I'm sitting there with my wife, but she was my girlfriend at the time, watching the news. And then he comes on the TV, and they're telling about how good he did. And I mean, I remember I was heated.
yeah,
I feel like I missed an opportunity. Not saying I could have did as good as him, but I mean, I was running with him around here.
yeah.
I would have had an opportunity. Just put it that
Exactly.
way.
Yep.
But so I went in 85, and you had to ride. We were pro-am riders. We had to have white number plate backgrounds with red numbers, and we had to ride a pro-am race on Saturday.
Yep.
And you had to be top 10 in that before they would even let you try to qualify on Sunday. So I rode that, and I made it. I don't remember what I got, but when I went into the heat race on Sunday, and I made it right out of the heat race, I didn't even have to ride the Consi, which
Oh,
was,
hell yeah.
was really good.
That's good. Yeah.
And I ran between 20th and 30th, whatever I got. But back then they didn't pay. They only paid top 20 in money.
Oh,
I just donated my money that day.
donated your money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like last place, the 40th gets like what, $250 now or something like that. Yeah.
Everybody 40th got $50.
Yeah.
You got $50 a moto for 40th, clear up to 30. 30th was 60.
Yeah.
And 29th was 70, then 80,
Yeah.
then 90. I mean, you get up in there, dude, you're going at it for $80 or $100, you know, like it's blood on the line. And like,
yeah.
because I'd spend my whole paycheck to go. And if I didn't make it, I come home with no money. We was eating peanut butter and jelly, hot dogs, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever we had.
Whatever you had to do to get by. Yeah. So the glamour of motocross that you see now took a lot. Awesome. It took a lot to get there. Yeah. It took a lot to get there.
Like the crap that we went through, you know, just donating our money all the time. I mean, I'm happy that those guys are making money.
Yes.
They're deserving of it. They work hard and it's risky. I mean,
you're the toughest sport in the world.
It is.
Toughest sport in the world.
Is.
Yep.
I mean, we don't have anything protecting us other than the gear we put on, which is all the gear's good and it's made a lot of advancements. But when you hit the ground, I mean, you just still hurts.
Hit the ground at 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
60, 70 miles an hour.
Get tossed.
You're 20 to 40 feet in the air, depending on which jump you hit. And you got to take into account bike problems, bike issues. Like the amount of skill it takes to do what pro motocrossers do
they're amazing.
Oh my goodness. Is so like such great athletes.
And I'm such a fan of the sport. I love to, you know, when I watch it, I'm watching as a fan. I'm entertained, but I'm also trying to learn. Like I study like their body position and I try to look and I try to just analyze what they're doing. Not to say I'd ever, you know, have.
Well, we've had to move so much farther forward on the bike. You know, that's one thing I've noticed. Like even when I started riding again, is like you don't turn as much with the back of the bike as you used to. You don't.
I think Carmichael
everything
and Villapoto. There's a few guys that did, and then you know I think Villapoto and them's some of the first ones that started like keeping their feet on the pegs, going around those bowl turns and Supercross. That's hard for me because I never did that.
Yeah,
I rode earlier this year Route 62, and I actually was trying to, you know, work on my technique a little bit and try to keep my pegs up in them ruts or keep my feet on the pegs in them ruts and stuff. And I was doing it, but I was not. It felt weird to me because I'm used to
throwing my leg out, counterbalance.
So, you know, I'm kind of an old dog. It's just a little late for me to try to learn new technique, but I still try to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best part.
Yeah, if you want to go fast, you got to ride like those guys.
You got to ride fast. Yeah, if you want to go fast, you got to ride fast. That's for sure. Because I started watching. Because when I took my break away from the sport, I took away from the sport.
Yeah.
Like I didn't watch it. I didn't because you know I knew
the only way you could quit.
Exactly. Yeah. So then once I started rebuilding this bike, because Christopher invited me out to ride his bike one day, so I did it, and then I was like, oh, I'm getting another one. So then I started watching the races, and my stepson Dalton loves watching the races too. So like we have something to talk about really like because we're big Deegan fans. So we're just like, oh, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. He's gonna, you know, he's so close to that, you know. And we know that the Lawrence brothers are on that level.
They are.
They're on that different level. So
nobody else can beat them Lawrence brothers.
Nobody else can.
He's like close.
Yeah, at least he's like close.
He'll get there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Have you noticed though that Jet and Hunter is hitting the ground a little bit more than they have?
Okay, so this is my theory on that is they didn't have to worry. Now they have to worry. And when you're thinking about somebody that much, because when he finally beats them, the ramifications of that for their status and for their confidence, it's going to be rough on them. It's going to be hard to it's going to be hard to explain. Yeah.
You know, I love the Lawrence brothers.
They're
so cool. They're so nice. But I like what Deegan brings too, because he's just gritty and he, you know, like it was funny. I was watching one of the nationals there the other day. I don't remember which one it was, but he was behind Prado and they come through the mechanics area and Prado's mechanic stuck that board.
That was the worst decision ever. Break him. Oh, you fucked up. Didn't read that. Oh,
and Deegan's like, all right, I'll break him. Come around there next lap in the lead and just checked out on him.
Yep.
Like, dude, if I'd have been,
I would have fired that mechanic, dude.
Don't be hanging stuff like that out there. I mean,
well, as a racer, I remember like because the pit boards got pretty popular in the mid '90s.
Yeah.
And I remember coming from behind as a racer, like 250B class, 250A class, 125A and stuff. And you see their pit board, and you could watch the distance getting closer.
Yeah.
And then if they put something stupid on there like that, it was like,
it just make you mad.
It's like, oh, okay,
right.
it's okay,
I'll break him
motherfucker.
all right for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, okay.
I did the same thing, like just locally, you know. I mean, I had an attitude when I put my helmet on, and people, if the dude was keeping up with me, you know, it'd make me mad. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna lay it down even more this next lap, see if you can hang with this. And if he hung again, I'm like, I'm gonna lay it down some more. I just kept laying it down until I wanted to break him. I wanted him to be beat when I lined up next week. I wanted him just to be beat before I even showed up. That was just my attitude. I don't know where it come from really, because I feel like I'm a nice guy when I don't have my helmet on.
Yeah,
but
that's the hardest part. Is I had a huge problem with lining up and then picking where I was going to finish before the race even started. Like, oh, this guy's here, this guy's here, this guy's here, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you wanted to be there. There's Mark. Guess I'm getting second today. You know, yeah.
I think everybody goes through that a little bit, and it's hard to control those things that creep into your mind. You know? And that was part of my problem when I lined up for those nationals. It was like, because you subconsciously build those guys up in your head because you look at them in magazines, you look at them on TV, and they're just, not to take anything from them, they're just dudes like us, but they spend their life riding a dirt bike. You know,
they figured it out.
Once I got around them more and more, then you could start to relax around them a little bit, and then you can ride a little bit more. Your results come around a little bit because you're not all starstruck over them, you know.
Yeah, fanboying like a motherfucker on them. Yeah, I feel that.
I like one of my favorite national tracks though was Steel City back in the 90s, early 90s. I would go over there.
What was that around the corner doubles?
Where you jump up around,
dude. I love that. That was like one of my. I was so much fun.
Just going up and down the hills, and the dirt was like awesome. And
that one little bull turn that you drop down and turn left. Dude, I think I crashed there like 15 times one year. And all practice, I just could not get it. I don't know what it was. Every time I dropped down, next thing I know, my front end's gone. I'm like, what? Like, it got so bad one time. I was so mad one time. I got up and I was just like, what in the fuck am I doing wrong?
That's terrible when you just fall over. You're like, I don't even know what's going on.
But it was a great track. I love Steel City.
Yeah, I'd go over there. It was the one night I went over there, one day. It was a Saturday day. It was the day before the National. I was riding my 125. We took off up the hill on the start, and I got hit in the eye. Like, my goggles was on, but a rock hit me. And back then I had glass lenses in my glasses.
Oh.
So they wouldn't get, up so bad. And after that rock hit me, I'm like, man, it was all streaky looking. I thought it was sweat, but I felt like I had dirt in my eye. So I slowed down in the first turn. I stuck my hand up in there, wiped my eye out, took off, raced the whole race. Got in the money, come in, and Winkle was the one that hauled me around back then. He come up, he goes, man, what was you doing in the corner? I said, well, I got hit with a rock going up the start. I mean, it was a pretty good size rock.
Yeah.
And it caved in my lens enough to smack my glasses, and it broke the glass, and it went in my eye.
Oh.
And he goes, look at your glasses. You got a hole. I was like, well, that's what was in my eye. I thought it was dirt, And so I go to the paramedics, and they hose my eyeball out with a bag of saline or whatever. So then I'm like, I gotta have my glasses, man.
Yeah.
So I called. We didn't have cell phones then, so I called. We ran somewhere, got to a payphone. I called my wife. I told her, call the eye doctor and have him call my prescription into the 1 hour eyeglass place over here in Pittsburgh so that I can get some glasses made for tomorrow. And I ran. She did that while we were on the way over there. They made me up a set of them 1 hour glasses, and I spent all the money I won that day to buy those glasses. But I got to race the next day, and it was pretty sweet. And then there was Kenworthy's.
Oh yeah, Kenworthy's. Kenworthy's was a lot of fun. I hated when you went out and it was the grass because it was like, I hated that. The grass race was. It was my goodness, it was and then. the Pro National, hitting Widowmaker. That was a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah, it was pretty.
yeah, it was pretty jumpy
Yeah, it
and
got
coming
ruddy
through.
and
Yeah,
steep.
coming through the dozen or whatever it was right there, and then they got the hip jump, bias gap, and then you hit the Widowmaker. Then you went in the back of the Pro section, and
that Pro section was gnarly.
That was gnarly. That was
kind of scared me.
That was hold your breath.
Yeah.
The second double was the hardest one to clear. The first one was like, okay, and I did it on CR 125, and it was aluminum frame one too, so it was like not the fastest one. And dude, you had to just land wide open in third,
well, they were like
grab fourth,
thinking straight
up and down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third one,
gnarly.
yes. And the third one wasn't terrible. Then you had that little weird kicker tabletop thing. You had to go around the corner and then double. Yeah. I held my breath every time through that, every lap through that section. Like I was, and and I wasn't, anyways, but that's it.
You're scared.
Oh, dude, I was, the rest of the track was no problem. But as soon as,
the front section we rode on
all the time. Yeah. So then the back section, on the Pro National days, trying to get through it, and it was like, oh shit, it was gnarly. Yeah, it was definitely gnarly.
I actually, I rode the first one that they had there, and it was 87, and I don't remember what happened to me in my heat race, but I missed it by one, so I was first gate pick because I was in first heat. Well, Keith Turpin, factory Suzuki dude, didn't make it either out of his. He was heat 2. I don't know what happened to him either, but he got second gate pick. So I pulled up in there, and he lined up right beside me on the right side. I'm like, man, it's your kind of thing. Well, there I'm going to lose to this guy, And so Mike Blair, his brother Gary, was over there, and he was doing my pit board for me, and he was like, man, screw him, dude. Pull a whole shot on him. Show him what's up.
I was
like, all right. I said, dude, I'm at least gonna get the whole shot. I mean, I if he beats me, but I'm pulling the freaking whole shot. So
60% of your race.
So we lined up, and I mean, he had me torqued up. So I'm like, yeah, we tear out there, and then you remember Ken where he started.
Oh
real wide, real long, then around the corner, another real pretty wide, long straightaway coming back towards the front, and we're hammering down through there, and he's pulling me a little bit. So he's probably half a bike length ahead of me, but I see him like looking at me out of the corner of his eye, keeping dibs on me. So I'm thinking, he thinks I'm going to go around the outside. He's going to shove me clear down in the weeds, And I'm like, I ain't doing that, but I'm going to make you think I'm doing that. So I'm hammering up through there, and I'm keeping dibs on him. And we get up there by the apex of the corner, and I brake real hard and cut under him. He did like a double take and look. I'm like, yeah, dude, he's going inside now.
Bitch, yeah.
So I come out, I slid out there, and I kind of bumped him, and man, like I pulled a wheelie down that straightaway, and Gary, he was over there, and that factory Suzuki mechanic was throwing his pit. He was mad. I mean, I was on Suzuki too, but like a privateer bike.
Yeah, privateers.
I come around there and went off the tunnel for the front straightaway, and I'm a District 11 boy, so they was up the fence just screaming at me.
Yep.
So I'm revved up, man, and he passed me 3 times on the front section, and I passed him back all 3 times. Then we went in the pro section, and he blew my doorknobs off back there. But I don't care. I pulled the whole shot on factory Suzuki, and with
that's right,
Beaver Suzuki, and I'm thinking that was just sweet.
Yeah,
I
mean, so anybody who doesn't race or has never been in that whole shot position, you're just you're a rider, or even if you're not riding, you're kind of interested in this. Picture going 60, 70. Sometimes 75 miles an hour, and you're thinking in the split second of a football field to get down there of what you're going to do to pass the guy in front of you. Just imagine everything we got to think about. There's a lot going on in your head, and you got to remember what gear you're in, the clutch, so there is a lot going on there.
Part of the racing that I like the most is the thinking part.
Yeah.
Trying to
figure out how to pass somebody.
Yeah, and you can actually make the guy ahead of you do something that you want him to do, so you can get around him by trying to run him in deep and then cut under, all kind of things. Show him a wheel over here, but hurry up and cut and go over there, But you got to be quick about your decisions and your movements, or else they have time to retaliate. But
you got to be deliberate.
The racing part, or the thinking, through the races is the part. And just, I love to just be in a battle, and I don't care what place it's for.
Yeah,
as long as I'm battling, and I
was talking to Christopher today when he's out setting up for. Out of Honda Hill, setting a couple tents up and stuff, and he was telling me his last race, which was last weekend. He's he was battling with a guy all race long, and he's
Yeah.
like, man, I haven't had that much fun in a long time. And
Yeah.
and you have a lot of the fun throughout racing, just battling people in practice and then battling people in the race.
Yeah.
And then
Battle
it's
the whole
just,
time.
yeah, it's
I
just,
mean, it ain't no fun if you're riding around by yourself.
no,
I like to
no.
come in, have my arms and my chest all bruised up
Yeah.
from the roost. I just love that.
Oh,
I mean, I
yeah.
don't, most people's like, oh, that stuff hurts, man.
Yeah.
It does. It hurts,
Now
but
you're
I
getting,
like it.
you're at 40 miles an hour getting shot
Yeah.
by a paintball gun
Yeah.
going towards it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of, that's
Yeah, running
analogy.
into
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it is, you know, you get to, you got to be tough to do that sport, and then
Yeah.
to do this sport, and then you
Like,
get
I
hit
don't-
by it. Yeah.
I see a lot of, and again, I'm not saying I'm anything special or anything, but I see guys trying to dodge roost. Man, I drive right into it.
Oh, yeah.
I just think I
I
love
may
it.
turn my head just a little
Yeah,
bit,
you
but
might,
yeah, you
like, say you
might
don't
just,
get it on your goggles, but-
yep.
As far as letting it hit me in the chest and stuff, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's part of what
I
we
like
grew
the
up
way
doing.
it
Yeah.
looks all
Well,
tore up when you take your shirt off.
Yeah, when you ride with your friends, that you did that. You roosted each other. That
Yeah.
was what you were trying to
yeah,
do.
yeah,
You were
yeah.
trying to roost each other.
Yeah,
You did, you know, just to get that, break that rear wheel loose,
Speaking
hit
of
him.
that, man, PJ with the cow, the dude that let me ride the cow, we was out there riding on our track one day, and there was a little bit of a kind of a muddy spring like thing along the left side of the track by that. We had that like 70 or 80 foot tabletop on the front.
Mhm.
I come off that tire jump and I jumped, and man, there's just a wall of mud. He's got his tire in there just throwing it like, so I go flying through it, you know, and he's laughing. I'm like, man, I'm gonna run you through the meat grinder here in a minute. Just stuff like that. It's
yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah, the last race I ever did, the last race I ever did was at your track. I want to say it was 2003. Yeah, it's 2003. And it was one of those where you raced your heroes, and I actually beat him, so I was actually kind of okay.
Yeah.
Troy Swartz.
Oh yeah.
Love that dude. Think the world of him,
He's
but
an animal.
he helped me get fast, and we were both in the 250 Pro class that day.
Yeah.
And I had I was riding the 426, and I can't remember what he was actually riding, but we hit the 80-foot tabletop side by side. I look over, and then I was like, this is my chance, you know, first and second, you know what I mean? So it was like, this is my chance. So I laid down as much as I could, as fast as I could. And the next thing I know, he's not behind me. He ended up falling, coming into the whoops that you guys had put. Like there's that over like a little, I don't know if it's a runoff or whatever. And then you went up in, and there's the whoops and stuff coming back down.
Yeah.
And then the next moto, same thing, pulled the whole shot with him, and he stayed with me the whole. But it was
The whole time?
it was a split gate, and the 125s were taking off. And then I heard him. It might even been 125B class at that point that was behind us or whatever. But then he fell again, or something happened. Yeah, he fell off. So I was out there riding by myself, I thought.
Yeah.
Until here comes fucking Matt Weaver. Triples right by the start finish line. I'm like, oh, we could do that? I didn't realize it was a thing we could do, you know, because we weren't tripling it all the time, you know? And I was like,
Matt's a maniac.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm on a 426, so I've got
you
way
outbuilt
more.
it.
I got way more power than him,
Yeah.
but I wasn't jumping it. You know what I mean? I was just like,
sometimes you don't know.
Yeah. So because you had that
You
little
see a local guy,
yeah.
and you're like,
Oh,
now I
yeah.
can pull the trigger on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to keep up with him as best I could, and I ran with him the rest of that race. But I was just like, we pull off, and I was like, dude, I didn't even realize, because I was just double, and it was like single, and
Yeah.
yeah.
You're
I was
doing
like,
the safe thing.
yeah, I was like,
Or what
oh.
everyone else was doing.
Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness. But he was like, yeah, man, that's a lot of fun. I was like, it sure is. But yeah, Matt was like flying that day.
Man.
Yeah, he was. He was
Jokers,
flying that
they
day.
were ripped. They was fast.
Yeah. Yeah, they were super fast. Those two that day were like, yeah.
Just all we did was they got bikes, and they just went riding with us, you know, and I would rough them up, hit them, and they'd be mad, you know. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to show you what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
before you know it, they're like giving me the grief, man. I get
Yeah.
the smoke. I mean, I couldn't hang no
Yeah.
more. That's what I wanted for them.
Yes.
I mean, it was a sad day for me, but I
Yeah.
was happy for them.
Exactly. Sad for you, happy for
Yeah.
them.
But,
I remember coming off, and us, Troy was like, hey, did you just put that tire on? It's like right before we came here, and he
Yeah.
took his shirt off, and it was,
did.
oh my
You
goodness.
hungry?
He was all just tore up from that 426, man.
I
Yeah.
know, man.
He was just tore up from it. And I was like, ooh, you know, but like, honestly, after that, like that was my last race, and I won that one. And it was
went out
Weavers,
on top.
yeah, you know, I mean, obviously, I didn't beat Matt that day, but I
Well,
beat everybody in my class, you know.
hey,
So
my
the 250A, 250 Pro class, I was like, oh, this is great. I think it
yeah.
was, I don't
Well,
know.
my buddy, and you know, to make you feel any better, my buddy Lance Mail that I met in the '90s,
Mhm.
early '90s, he was from Washington State, and he rode Supercross and the
I remember he was KTM
outdoor.
guy, right?
Yeah,
At one,
after,
yeah,
but this time he was riding a Suzuki.
yeah.
And my mom, I remember I was at the shop, and you know, we had Cycle News back then. We
Mhm.
advertised our track in there, and
Yep.
mom said, "Hey, Mark, do you know who Lance Mail is?" I said, "Yeah, I mean, I know of him. I don't
Mhm.
know him, but I was like, yeah, he's a good pro, you know, and he
Yeah.
rides Supercross and everything." Well, he called. He's wanting to know, like, he's gonna be coming through here if we have practice any day, whatever. I told him Thursday and have this race, you know, on Saturday night, and then so he came and rode. I didn't get a ride with him on Thursday. I think he was done by the time I got there, but I talked to him,
Mhm.
and he was talking about, you know, local guys and everything. I said, "Well, this is my home track, you know." And so he left and I rode. Well, then he come out there on Saturday night or Friday night, whatever race we was doing, and went out there and practice, you know, and I'm going around there with him, and he's ripping, but he goes flying off the track. He's clear down in the woods, and then he's wide open, just shrubs flying, tree branches. He comes shooting by, going wide open, and I'm laughing, and we're going. And like after the thing, he goes, "Man," he said, "Dang, Mark, that was brutal down in there." He said there was an old building and a tractor. He said I bounced off. I said we didn't let off. He goes, "Well, I ain't letting off," and we battled that night. And then I took him to Kim. We went to Kenworthy's the next day, and that Jason Gray kid, I don't think he had lost at
Mm.
Kenworthy's, and Lance beat him down there that day. But Lance told me though that's how he gauges if he's riding a track
Mhm.
good. Like if you can run with a local guy
Yeah.
or beat the local guy,
Yep.
you're riding that track as good as it can be ridden.
Yeah.
He beat me in my track. I passed him once, but he got me, and I knew right where he was going to get me back. But I just met him, so I didn't want to hit him.
Yeah.
Like if I'd have known him for a
Yeah.
while, I'd
Yeah.
have hit him.
Yeah.
I didn't want to start all that with him, you know, right away. But yeah, he came and brought some guys, Chris Neal and Larry Jackson. I called him Hacksaw, and AJ Whiting, and just a bunch of dudes. I got to meet Tony Graves, I think it was
Mm.
from Oregon. And then they brought their girlfriends and they could ride.
Oh.
They brought them out track and they suited up, you know.
Yeah.
My buddies was looking like, what is that? They went out and they wouldn't ride when them girls was out there because
Yeah.
the girls was going to hand it to them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, you go out
You
there.
go out there.
I'll
Yeah.
help them girls.
Get out there. They
I've
beat
been
you.
beat
Yeah.
by a girl before.
Yeah.
My ego can handle it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was all good.
Yeah. I did my first pro race at your track that year. It was 99. Yeah, it was 99. Yeah, did my first pro race there. I finished third that day because my bike
Yeah.
blew up and I rode Joe Grimm's bike. He had that, yeah,
Yeah.
Joe Grimm's bike in the pro
yeah.
class. There's a picture somewhere that my bike had.
What do you have? Do you have a Suzuki?
No, it was a CR 125. Yep, and he had painted the frame neon green, and it had the black plastics, and so like I remember my bike blew up. I had because I was still running the 97 CR 125 at the time, and we went out there, and it didn't actually blow up. It was in practice, and the throttle cable snapped, and nobody had a throttle cable.
Oh yeah.
And so Joe was like, "Jump on my bike." So I ended up running his bike. I got third that day.
That's good. On
Yeah,
bike. You ain't never,
I didn't think it was.
you know,
Yeah, I thought it was. I pulled the
set
whole,
up
but I
for
pulled
you.
the whole shot,
Oh,
both motos, and it got
right,
passed.
man.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
passed both times. But yeah, so
that
and,
green frame I put on there.
yeah, and it was
I'm not sure if I like cows or Hondas.
Honda's is one of them, you know.
Christmas
Yeah,
tree.
there's a picture somewhere of it, like in my photo album. Yeah,
Cracks
and
me up.
so ending my actual racing at your place was actually a full circle, and then beating Troy, so I could actually,
Yeah,
you know, because I never thought I'd ever beat
Troy
Troy.
was,
So it
Troy
was
was
good.
an animal.
He was.
I went down rode at his house with him
Yep.
on that track he had in the woods.
Those are some blind jumps.
Yeah, I went out there and we was going at it, you know.
Yeah.
I playing some head games with him. I just kept going until he quit, and then once he quit, I went a couple extra laps to
Yeah.
smear it in a little.
Yeah.
And then I heard him telling his dad, "Man, that old man's in shape." Back then, I was, you know, I was riding all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Troy Well, actually, that was his bike I was racing that night. I broke my hip when your
Oh,
mom hauled me to the hospital. That was
okay.
Troy's bike because my
Uh-huh.
bike had died. I
Okay.
had that cow I bought off Dunaway,
Yep.
and it snapped the rod or something, and so he let me ride his. Then I wrecked it all up. I felt bad because he
Yeah.
had a bent up bike to race the
Uh,
rest of the night. You're welcome, Troy.
well, see, that's something else that a lot of people, the profession I'm in now, they don't understand. We have a competition, a yearly competition that the auto glass technicians get together, and for a long time, like they didn't help their competitors out, but I like changed that when I came in because I'm just used to, if you needed something,
What good
it's
is
what
it to
they.
beat them if they can't compete?
Amen,
I
right?
mean, yeah, all want to
Amen. I
compete.
know Troy's let me use his bike, Joe Grimm let me use
Yeah,
his bike, like,
yeah,
like you just because it's like just go racing, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
right.
So like there is, my friend Jorge Sandoval, him and I are really close, but like he needed some batteries one day or what like one trip and I helped him set in his heat and all this.
Yeah,
Like it was just it's what you did. And like I guess
we
the
learned that from motocross.
motocross
Yeah,
because the guys the
family.
competitions before that they didn't do that,
Yeah,
and now it's like I'm came in and did some weird thing and it's like now
change
everybody
it. Yeah,
yeah everybody's like helping each
that's
other out,
how it
which I think
should
it's
be.
great.
I
Exactly.
mean, man,
I
dude.
don't want to beat you because of a technicality.
Yeah,
I want to beat you because we both
don't
showed
beat you
up.
straight up.
Exactly,
Yeah,
we both showed up, we both and if
man.
you beat me, like because I lost 3 years in a row before I won,
Yeah,
and you beat me, awesome, but I
yeah.
got something to shoot for now.
Right, right.
I can learn
I mean,
from
there's
you.
always someone better than you, no matter who
Absolutely
you
doesn't
are.
matter
Right.
what you do.
I
Yeah.
mean, even Jet Lawrence gets beat sometimes.
Sometimes,
Not very often,
not
but
very
and
often.
beat his
It is
brothers. Yeah,
Hunter. Hunter's actually riding really good right
Hunter's a
now.
beast.
Yeah, he's riding
He
really good right now. I'm pumped
back
on him.
to them
Yeah,
wrecking and stuff.
yeah,
I feel like Deegan is probably a little bit of that, and it could be a little bit Hunter too. Like Jet is not used to
he's not used to
losing to
being.
Hunter.
Yeah,
Yeah, which I mean, I just think they're up in the level more again, and but yeah, Deegan, I like his attitude, and
yeah.
I don't really have a problem with him chirping, a little bit like he
Oh, I
does.
think it's great.
I
That's
know,
street basketball, baby.
yeah, because
Uh-huh.
I mean, it
Who doesn't
works.
who doesn't talk shit to their buddies when you go riding?
I know we all
I
do
mean, we
it,
all do
yeah.
it. It doesn't
And it
matter.
like,
Yeah,
he just I don't know, I don't have a problem with none of them guys. I
yeah,
appreciate, you know, different things about all those guys.
yeah.
I mean, we was at Unadilla one year. I think I had Matt up there trying to get his pro points, and Christoph
Mm-hmm.
Porcel was winning.
Yep.
And Unadilla is a bunch of hill jacks,
Mm-hmm.
and which is fine,
Yeah.
and they're pure blood American. Well,
Mm-hmm.
they were, you know, Porcel was handing it to Dungy bad, like
Yeah.
whooping him bad, and they're booing him and calling him Frenchie, and just and I'm like, he was paralyzed not too long ago.
Yeah.
You can't just appreciate
The fact he's going
how he's
fast.
doing,
Yeah.
yeah. And then I'm just like, whatever. Porcel he was an animal, man.
Yeah.
So smooth. Just that's a whole nother deal about him. But yeah, I didn't have a problem. Yeah, of course, I want an American to win,
Well,
but
yeah.
I still can appreciate the talent that he
Yeah.
has and what he's
Absolutely.
been through and everything. Come back from it. So yeah, it was cool.
It's it's just there's so many cool memories. But let's get back to the your favorite indoor supercross race you can because it's if if you don't know anything about the sport and if you don't know anything about the sport, you're listening to it because you're my friend. And that's why you're listening to it. It's not just because people are randomly finding this, but because you're my friend. We have Supercross racing, which is indoors, and it's very jumpy, very technical. It takes a different style ride. And then you have what is the basically the bull riding of our sport is the outdoor motocross. It's two 30 minutes plus 2 lap motos of the roughest track conditions you'll ever see in the heat and then the mud if it's raining, and then you have the indoor, which is Supercross. And Mark has raced both of them at the elite level. You talked about Pontiac a little bit earlier, which is no longer around, but let's hear it. Your favorite memory from that?
Pontiac. Well, the first one I did was Atlanta in 91 early in the year, and it was in the old the open stadium. Can't remember,
I can't remember. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
but it was open and it had rained. So and it was funny because Tosh Koyama was the guy. He was a Japanese guy that was over all the racing at Suzuki. Like, he signed the paychecks for the road race guys, the off-road, the
Mm.
motocross, and they had rented our track for Suzuki Schools of Motocross back in the '70s, and so he really liked my mom and dad.
Mhm.
He was shy, and so at all the Suzuki showings that he attended to, he would hunt my mom and dad up and sit with them, and he'd call and talk to my mom for a long time, and he gave me some parts along the years, gave my brother some quad racer stuff. When they folded up the quad racer team, the four-wheeler team, I bet 20 boxes came to our shop free. That was all their stuff.
Yeah.
And my brother needed it. He used it up. So, mom was like, "Hey, you're always doing all this stuff for Mark and for us and everything. Is there anything that we could do for you?" And he had a aerial photo of our track in his office out in California. And
Oh,
he
that's
ate
dope.
dinner at my mom and dad's house, him and Mark Blackwell, because Mark Blackwell was a teacher at this motocross school.
Okay.
And remember him, right?
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
he's a national champion and
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
And so, and then Mark Blackwell, they wanted me to take the school and I didn't do it. So Mark Blackwell said, I'm gonna teach Mark one-on-one on Saturday when the school's not going on or whatever. Well, Bob and Steve, that were mechanics for the school, heard him say that, and they took me when he didn't know. They were teaching me all week long, and then Blackwell comes and he has me, doing show me what you know, show me like and I'm doing it. And well, he's like, man, that's pretty good. And can you do this? Can you do that? And I was doing it, and they're over there laughing. And he goes, "Did you guys teach him? Man, I wanted to be the one to teach him." Yeah, he was mad. And he was out there trying to do wheelies on my dad's tractor. He had a hay bale on the back and wheeling the tractor. But they got no tosh anyway, and he wanted a bird. He wanted a pheasant mounted up, and he said, "I want its head out here and the tail feathers straight back." I put it in my office. He had all kind of birds in his office.
Mhm.
So dad and mom called Derry Newell, I think, taxidermy, asked him if he had a pheasant that we could
Mhm.
get and get it mounted. And he said, "Yeah, I'll get it." And we got to have it. Dad said, "We got to have it by this date. We're leaving to go to Atlanta Supercross.
Yeah.
And we're bringing that bird with us." So we had it, and we had it in a box and everything. And I think it was me and my dad and Terry Sheets, I'm pretty sure, and Winkle. I think Winkle did go. But they had me in the van. We had my 1990 RM125. I hadn't got my 91 yet. And we go down there. Well, he called Toast. She said, "We're bringing this bird down there."
Mhm.
He goes, "Well, I'm not going to be there." He goes, "Take it over there and give it to one of the factory mechanics and they'll bring it to me." And dad goes, "Okay." So we roll in. I mean, the van didn't even stop rolling and dad was jumping out the door with that bird running to the Suzuki pitch, and I'm thinking, "Dag, dad." And he goes down there. He's walking up to the first mechanic, and I don't know. Denny Stevenson was riding for him at that time. I don't
Okay,
remember
yep.
who else.
Yep.
But he goes up to the first mechanic, and that guy, he goes, "What's in that box?" He goes, "This is Tosh's bird." He goes, "You guys are supposed to take it to him." He goes, "No, I ain't taking that freaking bird to Tosh. No way." Guy's like, "What?" He said, "Man, he told me you was bringing this bird, and if something happens to that bird on the way back to California," that's when they rode box trucks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
One out
Yep.
rowing box.
Yep.
"You're getting a pink slip. Like, we'll get fired if that bird gets messed up." So I'm not, man, crap falls off the shelves in here.
Oh,
I ain't
yeah.
taking it. Next guy, nope. Denny Stevenson's dad goes, "Bring it over here, I'll take it," and dad goes over. And he was up in the back of the box truck looking at all the bolts and
Yeah.
talking to Denny Stevenson's dad. Just, they were bull crapping. I don't even know if he saw me practice or do anything. He was over there the whole time. But, it was muddy there. And another cool thing about that was back then they had like Motor World TV or something.
Yep, yep.
And they were showing how they teched a bike and they were filming it. And it was my bike that Winkle was holding it. And they were
Oh,
zooming in
that's
on it and
awesome.
showing. And I didn't have no idea until we would watch it the next
Yeah.
week, and I'm like, "Dude, that's pretty."
That's
Because Winkle
my
told
bike.
me, he goes, "Man, they was filming your bike when I was teching it and stuff." I go, "Oh, that's cool." But it was muddy. I didn't make the thing there, so it wasn't too bad. But Pontiac, I remember opening the door, and that was like a big balloon. I mean,
Yeah.
it had air pressure holding up the roof,
Mm.
and it blew your hat off and stuff when you opened the door. And I walked in there and seen them jumps and seen that in person, and my eyeballs was bugging. clean out of I'm thinking, you're going to die.
Yeah.
You're literally going to die here. And so I go up there to sign up, and that was when they did 2 nights. And I'm trying to sign up just for Saturday, and the lady goes, "Well, are you going to do tomorrow too?" I said, "I got to see if I survive tonight. I mean, I may not even be alive after tonight, And she's like, "Well, you get both nights for this one money." I said, "Well, sign me up then." So sign me all up, and I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty gnarly the first practice. I was scared.
Yeah.
And I was pretty sloppy. I mean, I didn't triple neither one of the triples, but I doubled everything. And I had the little guy on this shoulder saying, "Man, you got to get out of here. You're going to die."
Yeah.
The little dude over here was like, "No, you're good. You just got to clean it up a little bit, So I tried to clean it up, started downside stuff better, got a little bit better in the whoops, And by the end of the practice, I was having fun. But I went with Mike Blair, and he was like, he said, "Man," his eyes were bugging. He ain't been out there yet. He goes, "How was it?" I said, "Man, I'm not going to lie. My butt was puckering bad the first deal, And I said, but I told him the whole thing, I just cleaned it up. So he went out, same thing. He was really sloppy at first, but he got it all, he was styling at the end of it and doing good. And I almost made the night program there. I actually I think it was on Sunday, I actually almost got the whole shot. And we made the first turn, did like a double, and then we went up in the stands, real steep up there. And I'm trying to pass the dude on the left. And I mean, I feel like if I was riding good enough that I think I could have won if I would have got around him right there. But I pulled up there beside of him and he fell over on me and pinned me on the hay bale. And I'm like, "Dude, get your junk off me." He finally got it off, and I went, and I missed it. But I mean, I look at it 2 ways because I was about this close to pulling the trigger on that one triple.
Yeah.
And I think if I would have been leading, I'd have
been a
hero.
Yeah. But if you were leading, you would have had to pull the trigger.
I would have did it.
Yeah, would have had to pull the trigger.
I was doing
Yeah.
But there was that, and then the 93 250 that Matt raced at Vintage Days this last week, whenever that was, a couple weeks ago. That is the bike I went to Indy and rode the Supercross on Saturday night. I tried to qualify in the 250 class, and that was McGrath and everybody. Yeah, this is going to happen. But it's still got the Pro Tech inspection, Pro sticker on the frame and everything. And I didn't make the night program, but I rode the amateur day Sunday, and I got second in the 250A. And then Winkle was riding that bike with me. We shared it. He broke his foot.
Oh,
and before I got to ride the 25 plus, and they had him just thrown in the hallway on a table, just like all these people are broke up out here waiting. Oh man, he's like, and I said, "Dude, he goes, you go ahead and race, and I'll be right here." I was like, "No, I ain't leaving you lay on this table while I race." So I went and loaded everything up, got him, took him home, took him to the hospital. So I didn't get to ride that deal, but I have to say, probably, Pontiac was my favorite one that I did.
Just watching them, you know what I mean? Going over and watching Indy and everything. Just the fact that you did that's pretty fucking badass.
I know,
the outdoors is one of those things where it's more.
The Indy one I did was in the RCA Dome, and it's tore down too. So it goes to show you how Atlanta was Fulton County Stadium.
Fulton County, yep. Right? Yep, that sounds right. Yep. Yeah.
So they don't even race in that no more. I just probably trashed it.
I'm assuming they got a dome and everything. Yeah.
That's how old I am.
Yeah.
I have wood wheels and
concrete
spokes.
I don't know. 93 was that 93 RM250. I had a 94 RM250, and those bikes just were a lot of explosion, and then you just hold on.
Yeah,
you just hold on.
Yeah. Nobody. I remember Guy Cooper and Jeff Chicken Matasevich both rode the 250 93 Suzuki.
Yep.
Guy Cooper probably liked it because he's a maniac, but Matasevich said, "Dude, every time I gas it, it just lights the tire up. It's violent. They were
violent bikes.
And I didn't like it too much when I first rode it because it took a lot of energy to ride it. But once I got where I was in shape enough to ride it, dude, I mean, I was just giggling because it just power for.
Oh, dude, yeah, I had a 250B class was when I had mine, and it was a 94, and so that would have been in 96. 96, 96 or yeah, 96. I had it 96, and because I had the 94 RM125 as well, and I was racing the B class with both of them, and wore you out.
Oh, I'm telling
It
you.
wore you out. It was fun once you, like you said, once you got once
Yeah.
you found out the power curve. But my God, it was just like
like,
instant.
yanking on you all the time.
Mm.
I got another story about my 93. We were at Mount Morris riding and racing, and I was with Blair, Mike, and he was telling me about that Postaway dude. Right, he's a Team Green rider.
Mhm.
You know, oh, that Kawasaki, he's got all the same parts Kudrowski has on his. That's a works bike. That thing's fast. I said, dude, that thing. I said, my Suzuki's fast. That thing's a turd. And he's like, whatever, man. I said, yeah, go over here and watch us start this next moto. I'll show you. I'm gonna show you power. So I go down there, and I line up on the inside of that guy. He pulls, and he's full blown Team Green, had a box truck. He's good too.
Yeah.
So we line up. I climb clear up on the gas cab because I'm unleashing this beast, and I'm like, the gate drops, and I come tearing out of there, and the thing's just, I'm going to loop it out.
Well, yeah.
So I'm holding it back with the clutch, doing a wheelie all the way to the first turn, and I set it down up there in the first turn, and come out of there and wicked into it again, and went clear sideways. I don't know how I didn't wreck. I pulled nasty whole shot, and I led for a while. He finally got around me. He beat me, but I pulled in the pits after the race. I told Mike, I said, take my seat off and get his side panels out of there and go give them back to him because I sucked them clean off his bike. I said, he goes, man, you ain't on that thing. Yours is fast. I said, dude, I didn't even let it loose. I was holding it back.
Yeah.
That's how violent it was.
Yeah.
I remember at Steel City too, racing against Davey Coombs' brother, Tim.
Okay.
He had a 500 Honda. We come down that hill and come out of that turn and went up that hill. And I wheelied past that 500 Honda with that 250. I mean, again, I was a little dude, but still.
Yeah,
Wheelie past a 500 up a hill with a 250.
Yeah. When I was racing mine, I was a real little guy when I was racing mine too. Both of mine too. And they were F&S Suzukis.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Those things were that's probably the fastest 125 I've ever ridden. And then it was definitely the most violent 250 I've ever ridden. And I mean, won a lot of races on it, but my goodness, you wore out.
I got one more story about the 93 250. Lance Smale comes out to the track when he's traveling through here for the circuit, and we're riding, and we're on the 93 250, and he's got a Yamaha, and Winkle's like, man, I bet Lance's Yamaha's fast. I'd like to ride that. I said, he'll let you ride it.
That wasn't
93.
Was that just a Chaparral Yamaha, or was it?
I think it might have been
DGY.
Yeah, DGY.
DGY. Okay, yeah. I knew it was one of them. Yeah.
But I said, hey Lance, you care if Winkle takes a ride on your Yamaha? He wants to see how fast it is. You can take a ride. You can ride our bike while he's in it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And he jumps on our 250, the 93, the one we have right now, and Winkle goes out there, and Winkle goes a few laps, and he pulls in. He is dagging more. This thing's a turd compared to what we're riding. Lance comes in. He goes, man. He goes, I don't know how you guys ride this freaking thing. It is violent, man. He goes, I would hate to ride this thing for 40 minutes. Like, dude, you need to calm this thing down. I'm like, dude, I like it.
I like it. That's what I like. Give me more power.
But he goes, you can't ride something like that for 30 minutes and 2 laps. He goes, that's why mine's mellow. I'm like, yeah, you got a point, but we never did mellow it down. We just
the Bill's pipes, man. Put a Bill's pipe on it.
FMF pipe silencer and an FMF ram valve.
Dude, that thing hit. I couldn't do. I was trying out some pipes on both of mine, and I couldn't. Like, I put the Pro Circuit on the 125, had the Bills on the 250.
Bills are good pipes, yeah.
Couldn't do the FMF. Couldn't do it. It was just too much. It was just too much. Like, I think I went through 6 or 7 back fenders.
Looping it out.
Yep.
It's funny you say that because we had John Hale had that 92 KX 500, and it was stock, and he just poked around the road. He just had fun, but he was a big time fan of the sport, and he would always go to the nationals with me and Winkle. We'd take him, and I wanted to ride that at Steel City in 92, but Mike Blair asked him to ride it before I did.
Gotcha.
So Mike got to ride that and I didn't. So I asked him, I said, can I ride it
Mhm.
next year in 93, you know? He said, yeah. So we put FMF pipe and silencer on that and a ram valve. Hopping up a 500, that just dumb.
That is dumb.
I know.
That is dumb. Like, that is dumb.
I raced it. I qualified for that last 500 national they had in 93. I qualified on it. And I about died a couple times. But it's funny because Sean Shepard, one of my buddies, he come down the shop and he said, man, we was riding it. I think we was testing it after we just put new bars on it and that FMF stuff, you know, and we're over at Essex at the field where we test road stuff down there on Linden.
Yep.
And I'm riding it, you know, and just throwing half the grass field into the parking lot, you know. And here comes Loop. Well, his name's Loopy now because of this.
Yeah.
It's Sean. He's like, can I ride that? And I said, you have to ask John. You know, John goes, yeah, but if you rack it up, you got to fix it. And so he climbs on it. He's rode 125s. I said, hey, he had a flannel shirt on, unbuttoned, you know, and I said, you got to take it easy. This thing, I'm telling you, this is not a 125. And he looked back at me all wild-eyed, you know, and he lit into that thing.
Oh.
It was like digging a trench. And then all of a sudden it took off like the space shuttle. Straight up in the air about 20 feet. He's dangling. Looked like Superman because these flannel things. He crashed, the back fender broke off, flew out in Linden Avenue. He's all wadded up.
Oh.
Now he's elbowing. I'm like rolling, laughing. And John Hale's like, oh, you know, my bike. And I'm giggling. Bent the new handlebars off.
Oh.
Ripped the fender off. And I was like, Loopy. I call him Loopy. I think I still got that fender somewhere, or Loopy has it. But anytime I see him now, he's Loopy. That's why. But yeah, that was that thing was just violent. It was so much fun though. I like 500.
I'd never rode one.
Never did.
Plenty of 450s, 420s. Dude, I don't know that I want to.
I know. I was
So Suzuki had those 500. Troy Graham rode 500 RM and it was good on it. And I wanted one, you know. I mean, I love riding 125, but I don't know why I wanted one, but I did.
Mm-hmm.
So Dad was like, "No, you can't handle a 500. You're too little." I said, "Bull crap! I'll break one of them dudes in half." And he's like, "You can't, dude." So a buddy, Tom Webb, he heard me and my dad's conversation out there at track, and Dad walked away. He goes, "Hey," he said, "I got that Honda." He goes, Honda 500. I'll bring it out here next race, and you can race it if you want, and show your dad you can handle one." I said, "Yeah," you know. And back then, I wasn't no Honda fan, but
yeah.
You know, because I had to listen to Honda this, Honda that.
Yep.
But I'm like, I want to drive 500 so bad. I said, "Yeah, bring it out." And I said, "But don't tell nobody. You know, don't tell my mom that I'm gonna sign up in Heavyweight Pro on my Suzuki, but I'm gonna ride that Honda."
Yep.
And and you know, Dad didn't watch me ride practice, but he did take time to watch my motos. And so I rode it in practice. You know, he didn't know, Mom didn't know. I go down there on the line for the Heavyweight Pro, you know, and he probably couldn't tell because he was up here by the bleachers when we was way down there. I opened that dude up coming out there, just pulled nasty hole shot, just roosting, throwing crap everywhere, logs and bushes, and just hammering. And I don't remember if I won or not. If I didn't win, I think I got second, whatever. But he comes up there, what are you doing riding that thing? I said, he goes, "I guess you can ride one." I said, "Yeah, I told you." I said, "Can I have a Suzuki?" No. Still wouldn't let me have one. I'm like,
wouldn't even
come
do it.
on. Just prove to you I can thrash on it. And you just,
Still wouldn't do it.
He was worried it was going to snap me like a twig, probably.
Yeah.
But,
I was always just intimidated by them. Not gonna lie. Like 250s were beast, and then 450 was beast, but like straight up, like a 500 always scared me.
I raced, so Fluharty let me, Chuck had that 500 Honda. I don't remember what year it was, but it was towards the end, one of the last Friday night series I think I rode. He let me ride that 500.
This is 96, wasn't it?
Probably. Well,
96 CR 500?
Is that what he had?
I think so.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
He let me race it.
Because Kawasaki stopped making theirs in 93. Yeah, because 93 was the last year for the 500s.
Yeah.
And then I think Honda made theirs all the way up to 96, and I thought his was a 96.
Honda, I think, made theirs clear up to.
Okay,
Phil
that's right. Phil, yes, yep.
He let me ride that one down there in South Carolina. And
Robinson had one too, right?
Who?
Richard Robinson or somebody.
Yeah, I think
there
he
was
had
several
one too.
dudes.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a bike, and they were all going down to the Carolinas, and Bill said, "You can ride up 500." I said, "Dude, I'll race that thing." We went down there, and I pulled nasty hole shot. I about went shooting through trees down there because I was going 180 mile an hour when I couldn't hardly make a corner. But I lost that thing off that jump in the front. When I landed, I snapped the chain. He's like, "Daggone." I said, "Man, it ain't my fault. You put a junk chain on here and they ain't hold up, you know." And there was a long straightaway all weeped out in a big old sandy bowl corner. I was on that 500, and there was a guy. He was sitting like right at the apex on the top. I had missile lock on him. I'm like, "Dude, heading right for him." He's scrambling around like, I gotta get out of here. And I'm like, "Too late, got missile lock." I throw that thing in there, just
you showered his ass.
Yeah, I blew him up. I turned around and looked. It looked like the Tasmanian devil had him sucked up and floated. And he was flipping me off. He was so mad. I sandblasted all paint off his frame. I blew him up. I was giggling and laughing. I was like, "Dude, you asked for it parking right there.
You do not. You cannot. You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to think strategically.
I'm
where are you going to park?
I was a little, I'm not really embarrassed. It was good.
Yeah, it's fun.
What do you deserve?
That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you did. That's what we did.
Up.
Yeah, see, that's what we did.
His tooth out. He had to go to the dentist.
Exactly. His hat was all gone and stuff. I mean,
his visor off. I ruined him, man. He had to paint everything.
The amount of people's vehicles that I've roosted over the years, and just it's what you did. It's like you're going to park there.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah,
really. Okay.
Miller, my buddy Miller, he was out there running his mouth at the track one day. He had his door open, so I put some salt up there in his cab for him. So roosted it up in there. Yeah,
it's what we did. It was fun.
He was out there riding his Yamaha 450, and I had my Suzuki, and he same thing. Parked big old powdery berm, probably 3 foot high, and he's right at the middle of it, the apex. I come out of that turn, I'm like,
I got you. I got you.
Lord, I'm blowing you up. I got missile lock. His eyeballs. I come. I lit him up, turn around, look like a freaking tornado sucked up a trailer park. He went to the truck, was dusting himself off, flipped me off.
Why are you going to be mad? You did it to yourself.
Yeah, dude. Oh, that was fun. But yeah, Flew already let me ride his Honda that whole Friday night series. And gosh, that was so much. It's so nice having all that power.
I don't know. I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it, man. I'll definitely take your word for it. So you had the vintage days that you just did, and you guys look like you guys cleaned up pretty good up there.
Yeah, I didn't get no championships, but I did get one up there in 23 on my 125 on my 76. But Matt got one on that 93 250.
Congratulations, Matt.
Probably like his third time trying, and I'm a nervous wreck. Like, I'm so worried about everybody's bikes that I worked on. Like, I want to make, I just want them to hold up and perform good for them. And they're all like, "Man, they're vintage. It's fine." I said, "You don't understand, though.
You don't understand.
I lose sleep at night worrying about stuff like this."
Yeah.
So Matt won that, and then he got second in his other class. And then the 400, it broke again while he was all over the leader. I got to get it ironed out. I don't know. I think I know. I don't have a lot of experience on big boards, but I think I know what I got to do. But then there was Jack Wendland. I let him ride my 76 in the whatever class he fit in on that. And, dude, he just put the wood to him, man. He smoked him. He's so fast on that thing. So he come around the finish line, and there's a jump, and he was wheeling and smacking the forks off. Like, he got over it several times, but I thought, I like, dude, those are not modern forks. They look like noodles. They're about this big around. He goes, "Yeah, but it sucked it up good." I'm like, thank God, because you could have died, And he's like, "That bike's so much fun to ride." And he just, man, I was so proud of the way he rode that. I told him.
Congratulations, Jack, on that too.
Jack,
that's awesome.
Awesome. And I told him, I tease. I say he rides like his mom. She had that commercial.
I see that commercial. Wendland.
That's where he got his skills from his mom.
Yeah, his mom.
But so I told Jack, I said the thing is tired. I said it's the pistons in it that I put in it when I built it, and I built it. I don't know how many years ago. It's been at least 6.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't ride all the time, but like I rev bomb that
Oh,
thing. I'm
yeah.
riding it, you know. So I said, I'll freshen it all up for you for next year. And I just, dude, I'm sponsoring you. I won't even ride it no more. I'm just going to sponsor you on it. And I said, but I'm keeping the 131 on there because it's kind of a tribute to my dad, you know. And he goes, I'll rock that 131, he told me. Then there was Matt Bonus. I worked on the PE motor, redid that for him. He picked it up a couple weeks before Vintage Days. And, you know, they were putting in the late nights like I was, getting all them bikes ready, and he won a championship on that. And then and his brother Josh, I worked on their 79 or 80, whatever, RM125 last year. And the spark plug cap went bad up there. Like it run fine when we got there, but when it come time to race it, it wouldn't run.
Yep.
The spark plug cap was bad.
Yep.
But he raced it this year at Daytona Vintage Supercross, and I think he was top 5 for sure. And they rode it at a Red Bull Day in the Dirt and got top 5.
Oh yeah, Red Bull Day in the Dirt. Yeah,
And another plate off front of that.
Yeah,
has all them
that's
Red Bull, all the stickers and the cool stuff. I
that's
got one
awesome.
hang out in the shop, and Jack come out the other day and gave me all kinds of cool stuff. Thanking me for letting him win his deal with my bike. And then there was Ellie Winland. She's just an animal.
That was an 85 RM125 she was on, right?
84.
84 RM125 she was on, yeah.
I didn't have to do any motor work or anything, but I tuned on it a couple years ago, and she won a championship, and that was her first race since she had broke a bone in her foot. It was really bad. But yeah, she knocked the rust off back there. I kind of ran into a rust pile and almost wrecked. I was teasing her, you know. I said, that big old rust pile you left back there about wrecked me. She won a title too. So
yeah, congratulations on that as well. Yeah.
And Ellie she I've worked on her bikes off and on ever since she was a little kid, and she her dad RD called me one time. She had that 125. It was a few years ago, and she rode this mud race at a GNCC, and he goes, man, it just ain't shifting. It won't shift right. So I get into it, and I'm like, had a plastic spacer on the shift shaft, the return spring. It's like a guide for the return spring. She melted that thing. It looked like that taffy you get at the at the fair. It was like long, like melted looking noodle thing.
She's on the gas.
She just wrecked that thing. I'm like, what? I've never seen anybody melt one of these things. So I made a steel one, you know, or I didn't make it. I had Engelhard make it and put it in there, and she was good. Well, she got accepted for the ISDE team last year, the club team, I think she called it. But she had to ride a 125 because she wasn't old enough to ride a 250 on the road. So I told RD, I said, man, we got to replace that plastic thing like right now. She goes, because it's going to be not fun if you got to replace it
on the road
while you're up there.
Yeah.
So he brought it out, and I had Engelhard make a couple extra ones, and I put one in, but I couldn't ride it or do anything, you know, because she had brakes was off of it. It was like, but she crated it up and shipped it over there, and they won. They won their deal. The American girls won the trophy, and the club team won, and the trophy team won.
And the trophy,
Pros, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, there was her. She was up there ripping too, and
that's awesome.
She just amazes me how tough she is.
That's awesome. So, and then you guys went to MacArthur, right? For another race. The Benton County Fairgrounds is MacArthur, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but I rode. So, back to Vintage Days, I rode RM80, the one I went up there to Michigan to buy. Dave Rear went with me, and I brought it home and just sat it there. You know, I didn't do anything with it, and I started working on it, you know, and I knew I had my 06 was still apart. All Matt's bikes needed work. And plus I had motors for some other kids to do that raced up there. Jake Epling, and I did some work for Lane Smith, and those were the main two. And then Bonus. But you know, so I was working on it, and I thought, man, I'm just gonna pull the plug on this thing. Then I thought, no. I mean, I went clear to Michigan to get it just so I could race it up there.
Yeah.
So I got it fired up out one night, and that thing was barking.
you had that reel on on your edge. Yeah,
my daughter in Missouri. Look at it, giving her the smoke. And so that made my day. I rode that, and I rode Brittany's DRZ. I went 4 or 5 on the RM80. I got 5th overall. And then I got 7.4 on the DRZ. I think I got 5th overall on that. Willie Browning was in that. His bike sounded like a 450. I don't even know what the heck he was riding.
Listen, Willie Browning, he works for the AMA now.
Plus,
he's a beast. He's a beast. And he works for
him anyway.
No, he works for the AMA. Yeah, Willie Browning is just.
He's down the res right now, and he got a 3rd in the second moto.
Did he?
One of them classes that he was in.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I texted him. I said, "Nice ride, Willie," and he texted me back. I like Willie. He's cracks me up.
Yeah, he's funny.
And then I rode my 06. I rode 40 plus, just open.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 250s and 500s.
250s, 500s, 450s, and 120s.
It was all 2 strokes.
Oh, okay, okay. I gotcha.
There was a couple 125s. Me and this other dude, and I got 4th in that. Almost got 3rd. So I was pleased with that. But Monday, and I could hardly walk. Tuesday, I could hardly walk. The muscles in front of my legs were like burning, and felt like I was walking on cooked noodles. So Wednesday, I'm thinking, I go to church. I'm like, man, pretty good. So I told Abby, we're going racing tomorrow night, and went down there. I went down there at Benton County Fair, and I took the DRZ and my RM125 and rode the adult pit bike deal. It was like 4-stroke. 150 and under, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost got the whole shot. It was all the pit bikes on the same gate. All the kids, all the 110s, all the 150s, all kind of hopped up crap. And I would have got the whole shot, but I didn't get my shift right when I needed to get it. But I still got around there in second, and I got second out of everybody on that, but I won my class. And then on my 125, I got I rode the 50 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some super many kids out there with us, and 40 plus. And actually, that super many kid run me up in the bushes right off the start. I'm like, you little turd, I'm trying not to like rough you up or nothing. But you're pushing me up here in the bushes. And I just, I tried to race those little kids on the super minis, really give them room,
Mm-hmm.
And I was following the one, and that 40 plus dude clipped that little kid and wiped him out. Like, man, you're a goober. What you do that?
You do that
to
those little
kids?
Jumped
right back up.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, but I won my class, and man, that track was fun. It wasn't like a normal fair track.
No, MacArthur never has been like normal.
Motocross.
Yeah, they did. I won the state championship down there one year. They had the state championship there. I can't remember if it was 97. I think it was 96, 97, something like that. And actually, the first ever overall I got in the 250C class was at that.
Down there?
Yeah, it was down there. I'd won a couple motos at Honda Hills, but never had put it all together.
Part of that, I remember the first turn and everything goes along the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first turn and that part of that along there seemed pretty similar to back a long time ago when I rode there in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But, they obviously didn't run at all.
Yeah.
They just had to shorten it up. But and the start wasn't as long. Remember how long that, like you went in there with your hair on fire, first turn? It was a lot shorter. It was probably half of it. But still fun. I'll go again. If they're racing that again this year, I'll definitely go.
Yeah, the track definitely looked fun from the videos I've seen from you guys. The track definitely looked fun.
And the dirt was so good. I think it had some rain, but it was no dust, just prime conditions. It was
it's a little drive down there, but it's
that
not.
Drive was horrible.
Yeah.
But
a little drive down there, but the track's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there in Frankfurt. I really liked because Frankfurt was a fair race as well. And I love that track. I was terrible there. I crashed every time I went there, but I loved it. I loved riding that track.
But I just don't remember.
Yeah, I love riding that track, but I crashed.
Did you ever get a ride at the state fair when we had this actual like Supercross up there in the early 90s?
No, I rode it at the state fair. It was not the state fair, but it was at the fairgrounds. It was the arena cross. I rode that a few years.
Oh, okay.
But I never did.
Yeah, I rode that. But this thing was full blown, like big.
Oh yeah,
Supercross track. It was.
Oh yeah, you going to the Columbus playoff this year?
Yeah. I got tickets for that. Yeah. Plus, I might. So Matt's been helping Ethan Dalen. He just got his pro license earlier this year, and he rode. Mount Morris was his first national. Matt took him to it, and then Matt took him to Millville too. Got into that.
Okay.
So he's trying to get into Unadilla. Jack obviously is trying to get into the last 3, and I think Ethan is too.
Nice.
So if
good luck, guys.
yeah,
Good luck to you.
for sure. And if Ethan gets into one of those, even if they don't, I'm thinking we still might go to Ironman for the last one
Okay.
and take Eli's mom, Katie. She's she's full blown into it too. And even I think Anthony, the dad, he's even coming around. He's pretty stoked about Eli because he got that. Eli's my little grandson, and he just got an electric balance bike, and it's got forks and disc brakes on it. And he never rode nothing like that. I turned him loose today on it, and he's ripping. Yeah, he was hitting his jump. His head was helmet getting in his eyes, and he hit the telephone pole and crashed. But he might race Hartford Fair here Thursday. But
nice.
But they want to go to a pro national, so I'm sure we'll show up at one.
Yeah, Ironman and Ironman. Yeah, Ironman's right over in Indiana, right?
Yeah, it's over there.
Yeah. They only have 3 rounds left, and then it goes back to the playoffs. So
we went to Vegas for the last round of that.
Did you?
Yeah, my brother-in-law. So that was right around my wife's birthday, and so he was like gifting her for her birthday, take her to Vegas, and I'm like, I didn't really think that I would like as far as going and. I wanted to see the strip and see the lights.
Yep.
But it's really not my scene. But I wanted to go to that race. And Jim said, her brother, he took me too. It was free. He said, we'll go. I'll get tickets. He said, I paid $200 to go see a show. I'll pay $200 to go to that.
Beautiful.
I'm like, dude, I'm in. We
Let's
went.
do it.
Man, it was awesome.
Heck yeah.
So I did get to do that last year. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I actually had intentions of going to St. Louis for the playoff round last year, but because Emily lives there, my daughter.
Okay.
And so I can stay with her, and her husband, Tim, takes us all to it. But when Jim brought that up, I couldn't go to both of them.
Yeah.
So I
one or the other,
the plug on the St. Louis deal.
Yeah.
Go to the
I think you made a better decision.
Yeah, the last one was all money, and everything was on the line.
Yeah, Hunter came up this short.
We stayed.
Dude, that was a heartbreaker this year, wasn't it? I'm so happy for Kenny. The Suzuki, I'm so happy for Kenny. I'm so happy. I think that made my day. But I remember Dalton and I sitting and talking coming into that last race, and he's like, "Do you think Hunter has it?" I was like, "Listen, he probably does, but Kenny's got that extra fire these last few rounds. It's like
4 hours.
I know. I was like, he's just got that fire. Yeah. So congratulations, Ken Roxon, on that one. That was amazing. And he was doing those meet and greets, like in Cleveland. He did a meet and greet. He does. I think he might even
go to Cleveland.
No, but both my kids live up that way, so we didn't go yet. Yeah. But he did this meet and greet before at some coffee shop, which I thought was cool, and he's been doing all that.
He's just, from what he came back from, they thought they were gonna have to amputate his arm after he broke it. The bones come out through the skin, had all that dirt wedged in it, and he was like, "No, I want you guys to try to fix it." And there's like, he goes, "I want to race again," and they're like, "You'll be lucky if you can even hold a fork."
Yeah.
And then he's out here. He just want to. And on the Suzuki that's supposed to be a turd.
I know the kickstart.
And it killed me too because when they showed up in Colorado, they were mouthing the Suzuki like it ain't got enough power. And I think Hunter did outpower him that day. But they showed up the next one in elevation, and Kenny had some more power under the hood. He's like, "Yeah, we got some power. We put in here.
We figured it out.
Plenty of power." And he won.
Yeah.
I'm like. Yeah. And then all the haters was like, well, it just goes to show you there ain't been that many advances in motocross in the last 6 years. Really? Before that, you were talking about how they have a dinosaur, that thing. Now, it has to be.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Yep. Old Kickstart Kenny. Yeah. No, my brother has the 450, and I rode it. It was great. It was great. And I rode a 25 RMZ 250 that day too, because his one friend bought one and came out, and it was nice, And then I was actually
down on power, but
I'm a Suzuki guy. Always have been. I fell in love with Suzuki's early in the 90s, like we we're talking about. And I was looking for one when I came across the Cowie, but the Cowie was like such a great deal. I was like, I was like, hey,
all
Yeah,
over the
but
brand.
the Suzuki's
That's why I got my shirt on. It says I
Uh-huh.
bleed yellow.
That's right.
Yeah, they
It's
made for me.
yeah,
I never
Suzuki's
wanted to
are
bleed yellow.
they're just great bikes,
Yeah.
RM Army, all that
I
shit,
know.
so
I went. Yeah, I was super proud.
yes, that
And
made my day.
Yeah, he's genuinely just a genuine dude too. Like he was up there trying to help people when he was on the podium. He's like, I had all this stuff creeping into my head, and he was trying to help the kids.
Yep.
He's not arrogant. He's not, at least not what I know.
Yeah,
of him.
well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's genuine, and then for Hunter to stand there and watching, and because they're friends. I
Yeah.
seen videos. Kenny's kids was up in the
Yep.
Honda rig, and they were feeding him full of
Yeah.
candy, and then
Sending
sending him
them
back
behind.
there. Kenny trying to get in his head for the race that night. They're like, "Here, take all this candy and go."
Yeah.
I mean, so I think they're friends. But as well as I do, when you put your helmet on.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not deliberately going to try to kill your buddy, but you're going to beat him.
But you're going to beat him.
If you can beat him,
if you can beat him, if you can beat him, you're going to beat him, because that's the part of being friends in this sport. If you can beat him, you're going to beat him. And yeah, it kind of bums you out a little bit when you get beat by your friend, but it also motivates the fuck out of you to get out there and really try. I got to go faster. I got to do this. I got to do that.
Someone was saying back to me and Troy. I contribute a lot of how I know how to ride to him, because I just wanted to. I mean, he taught me some stuff. I wanted to beat him.
Oh, I dreamed of the day.
Not because I didn't like him.
No.
I wanted all my dad's attention.
Yeah,
Troy had it.
I'm telling you, Troy Swartz, another Troy. Yeah. Troy Swartz was one of those. You went to the same high school and stuff, and he was just one of those dudes I looked up to and idolized. Exactly, he's one of those dudes that I idolized, and then finally, all those practice days of him working with me and trying to make me go faster.
And deep down, I bet he was proud of that.
I would have to say so. Yeah, I'd have to say so.
The same way.
I remember I was telling his son, because for a short period of time, I kind of dabbled back into the sport, was flagging at Briarcliff.
Oh, okay.
And was talking to Gage, and I was telling him, I said, I finally beat your dad. That was, and he's like, see, I told you I was fast. I was like, no, you don't realize how fast he was. To me, it was like he was just that dude, It was like watching Dunaway or Burkhardt or any of those guys watching Troy. And so it was like the day that it finally clicked and it finally happened, it was like, it meant the world to me because we were friends.
And it's funny too, how it's like, you go, and then just one day it clicks. And right there, it just happens boom.
Yeah.
Instantly you figure something out.
Yeah. And it's something weird. And then a lot of times you don't even figure out why you're going faster. It's just, okay, well, I'm going faster now.
Yeah.
Everything seems slower.
I'm a firm believer, if you want to get faster, you got to ride with faster people.
Yep.
If you're riding around your local area and just winning all the time, you're not really doing yourself any favors.
Nope.
You need to, that's what I told, not that the Windlands, Jack, and everybody was doing that, but Matt, I know what I did wrong back when I was trying to be a pro. So I'm willing to tell anybody my mistakes, hopefully they won't make the same ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I just told Matt, and I don't remember if he asked me or if we was just talking or whatever. I said, if you really want to help him, I said, you're going to have to, because he was just winning all the time around here. I said, just take him where he's going to race against different people, different tracks, faster guys, and he'll get better. And they hauled him to the Mini-O's. He went to Loretta's, and they started going places.
Yeah.
And Jack is close.
That's what
close to making it.
Yeah. That's what catches and just kind of clicks. And real quick, Matt story, because you said that, it reminded me, Briarcliff, I can't remember the year, but Aaron Plessinger showed up, and there's a few of them, and Matt just waxed them.
Why, Matt?
You're Matt.
Was it on the RMZ?
Yep.
450?
Yep.
Gracie was there.
Yeah.
There's
a bunch of, and
he pulled
Plessinger.
The whole shot.
Yeah.
Was gone.
Yep. It's Briarcliff.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Where'd this come from? And then he got tired, and I think Gracie was the only one that got him, and he passed him on last lap. And that was the year Gracie run top 10 in the Pro National.
Yep. Well, then look at what AP did shortly after that.
An animal.
That's what I mean. Shortly after that, Aaron Plessinger went, but I was finish line flagging. that day.
I really didn't.
You know,
know
Aaron
he
was
there.
yeah. It was like it was a murmur through the thing, you know, because
Yeah.
his dad, who his dad was, you know what I mean, who his dad was. Like everyone's like, oh, Scott, Aaron's here, you know,
Yeah.
Scott, and Aaron's like he's killing
his
it and
dad's
stuff,
an
and
animal.
his dad's an animal.
No, he's a little boy.
Yeah, exactly. So like AP was there, and we were just like, you know, Matt just, I was like, oh, yes, Gracie did get him, but
Yeah.
because I had the white flag out,
wouldn't
and
Matt was,
when he
I
got
was
tired.
timing him, and Matt lap times fell off a lot at the end, and
Mhm.
Matt, as far as speed goes, he had him handled.
Yes, he did.
You know, it's just one of them things. That's what I told Matt all along. I'm like, you know, there's being in shape, and then there's race shape. Race shape is different than gym shape.
Yep.
And I said race shape's the only shape that matters.
Mhm.
Like if you're trying to race.
Mhm.
Just my opinion.
No, it's a valid opinion because you know, like after I tried to come back from breaking my back when I fractured the vertebrae in my back, I really started hitting the gym to put muscle on.
Well, yeah,
and I did exactly. I did put muscle on, but it came at a price on the bike. It really did.
Yeah,
like
if you get too bulky and you're stiff and you're not limber and you can't.
And it, you know,
I don't know.
Not even just, you know, it was the 4-stroke days, so the power to weight ratio wasn't as important as it was on the 2-stroke anymore.
Yeah.
It was there, but it wasn't as important. And you needed a little bit extra strength to maneuver and manhandle the bike.
Yeah.
But range of motion's gone. Range of motion was gone.
That's Matt now. He's all bulky, which is fine, you know.
Yeah.
But he is hard on stuff, man. He rips graphics off and just, I'll have his bike all nice looking, and he done with the one race, and it looks like he's been practicing on for all year. I'm like, dude, I'll run the graphics. I barely scuff them up. I don't know. Probably because I ain't riding right, but whatever. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
He rode my TM75 up there just for fun.
Yeah.
He ripped seat clean. The seam blew out like big butt, dude. He weighs more than a whole bike. He's out there just thrashing it. Needs a new seat. Now, man, I'm like, oh man,
he's having a good time.
Make sure I got stuff to do.
Yeah, right. You know? Yeah, he makes sure that the shop stays busy.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's all it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate it, Matt.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, thanks, Matt. If you watch this, Matt, thank you. Yeah, keep me busy.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, seeing him start on the 50s and then go up through.
Oh man,
that was
50s,
so.
Me talking to the flag.
Yeah.
I'll go up and get me a hot dog, and they just see it down here. I like, dude, you ain't done. You go, oh, and he burned. Just, oh my, what? Where?
It was great. It was great.
Okay, he turns into an animal.
Yeah. Oh, he turned into an absolute beast.
Yeah, he's just
like you said. Him and Joey Green, they turned into like just.
Joe, I saw Joe ride when he's riding his 80s, and he has got phenomenal form. Just looks so good. And I told his dad, I was like, he needs to be racing, man. I said a lot of kids don't have like form. You can get it, like for someone like that that it came natural to. Like he needs to be racing, and so he got him into it. And Joe did good.
Yeah, they were both very, very fast. It was at my exit as they were really coming into their own, but it was fun watching them, you know, grow up to this.
They were like brothers, so they had this little rivalry, and they were going at it, and they had a rivalry with I shouldn't even start to tell stories. I can't think of his name. Gallo, Tony Gallo.
Oh yeah,
he was an F&S rider. We went to Malvern because Malvern playing them F&S bucks, and we about come down to fist fighting with them because they were running their mouth because Joe and Matt was putting it on him, you know, and they're up here trying to win F&S money. I said, dude, that's what we're doing too.
Yeah, we're here too. Yeah,
ain't scared of you. I mean, you can't hang. That's your fault.
That's your fault. You should ride faster.
You know, they were getting lippy and we was getting lippy, but Matt, the one night up there, and I think it was right after he got his cast. He got his cast off his arm on Friday, and we went racing on Saturday. Yeah, which is probably not what you ought to do, boys and girls, but
yeah, hey,
what we do.
So real quick on that, remember your point there, real quick, for my friends and everybody who's going to watch this, just because you're my friends and everything. We've all ridden in cast. Yeah. We've all cut the thumb out so that way you can grip the handlebar. Yeah, I actually, when I broke the top of the bone right there where it goes into the ankle on the front bone there. The doctor got so mad at having to recast my boot, you know what I mean? Because they put the boot thing, but you would crush the cast.
Yeah.
And then you would sew them in half and then put big old hose clamps on them, so they would still have some. But we've all
take it off and stuff. Yeah.
We've all raced like that.
Yeah.
It's just part of our sport. So don't think we're some masochist or something like that.
Nah,
No,
I mean,
it's
yeah,
just
I'm
part of
willing
our
to
sport.
do
We
it,
just
but if
love
you-
we love doing it, and the pain wasn't going to stop us from doing it. So taking your cast off and going racing the next day, that's not so
Matt wore
surprising.
that cast out. So he was riding pit bikes and stuff
Yep.
while he had that cast on, and it got so wore out he just slip it off.
Yep.
And ride and put it back on. He went to the doctor and they cut it off, and I was about puking. It smelled like you can just only imagine.
Yep.
And it was terrible. And they were mouthing him about that, but we took that cast off, and we had to go race that race so we qualified for NMA. Ponca City Nationals in 2004.
Yep.
So we went up there, and that Gallo kid was there, and Matt got into it with this kid on a Honda, and I mean they were banging, but I can't remember if Matt beat Gallo or not, but he got what he had to get to be able to qualify for Loretta, or not Loretta's, but
Ponca.
the NMA Ponca.
Yep.
And we come in, and him and that Honda dude were like, yeah, they was high-fiving and stuff. And Matt ripped, I don't know how many spokes out of his front wheel, and the front wheel was locking up in the air because it was so out of whack, it was hitting the fork.
Yep.
But he kept going. And I was like, yes, dude.
Go.
I mean, there's black marks all over the fork guard. The wheel was locking up in the air. You know how gnarly that is when that happens.
Yep.
Him and that Honda kid were they were banging on each other because they didn't want that. Neither one of them liked that Tony Gallo, and they didn't want him beating them.
Yeah.
And I think they beat him, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they made it, and, but that was Saturday after you guys cast off on Friday.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, and those races where I know a lot of people don't take it like this, and there were some races where I didn't take it like this because you kind of get in your own head, but the best races are when you slam people.
Oh, I know.
Or they slam you.
Slam fest.
Yeah. I remember I was at the Honda Hills. Yeah, it was Honda Hills, and I was racing against the Kuchlers. And
you guys are good.
Yeah, super good.
Yeah.
And went out there, and I'm having one of the best rides of the whole time racing.
Yeah.
And they just kept running to the back of me.
Oh,
Just running to the back of me. So I'm like, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so if you get past me, you know what's coming. But neither one of them was able to.
I'm taking notes.
Neither one of them passed me that day. But literally, we came off of the track. High five, me and Wes Boyd.
Wesley Boyd, he's a
same
beast,
thing,
He's a rider, yeah.
Oh, same thing. We would go out there and just slam each other back and forth. And then you come off, and it's just like high fiving it. Yeah, it's like this is
like
great.
Trying to kill each other,
but you got to rub.
You got to bang.
You got to bang a little bit. You're not going to intentionally take someone over a bankment, but you're just going to hit him.
Kill him or knock him in the truck or nothing. But
you're just trying to. Yeah, and those are good races, man. Oh yeah, I'll stand you up.
Yeah,
I'll stand you up. You leave me a little bit inside.
I was racing an arena cross somewhere. I don't even know where it was. Maybe Dayton or Marion or something. There was this big dude. I think his last name was Judge. And Brian Friday, whatever he calls. He's a stuntman and an actor. He lives in California.
Yeah.
He would go to the races with me all the time. He's pretty big, and I was kind of small. But we took off on that start. And there was a big wreck in the corner, and I was in it, and that Judge dude was in it. But the only guy that wasn't in it was the leader. So I'm like,
let's go.
If I get gathered up and get out of here, I'm gonna qualify and get some money. So the whole track's blocked. That Judge dude picks his Honda up, and he's blocking the whole track. So I'm clutching it, wheeling up on his side. Yeah. I'm trying to run him through the meat grinder.
Yeah, you got to get out.
I'm burning out on his seat and his graphics, and he's like, I'm going to kill you. I said, get that junk Honda out of the road. I won't have to run over you. We race, and we come into the tunnel at the end, and he slams into me. He got all up my face. Man, I'll kill you if you hit me like that again. I said, you get that junk Honda out of my way. I won't have to run over it. He goes, we'll see what. I said, we'll see. So we had to ride last chance race. We're both up there online, and we pull up in there and take off, and he beats me out of the second turn. He's going into the next turn. I come in there wide open and just blasted him. Knocked him clear over in the wall. Kept on going. I hit him and was gone before he even knew who hit him. And I'm like, he was so mad after the race. Screaming like the Hulk, I said, what happened? Somebody hit that. Somebody hit I said, I didn't say it.
I don't even know who it was, man. Somebody did it. I don't know who it was.
I'm like, sorry if you're listening, but yeah, whatever. It was all
Oh,
good.
that was awesome. That's
Moose was
awesome.
like, "I can't believe you did that." Man, I ain't scared of him, you know, because I had Moose from a bodyguard. You know,
Yeah,
he's a big
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
scared of
we're out.
him. Shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
I turned into a maniac. There's like a switch back here or something that
as
happens.
soon as you put the
Turn your
helmet
helmet
on,
on.
as soon as you put your helmet on,
Yeah,
it
you
it
get all
turns.
cross-eyed and start looking slobbering and stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do things that you wouldn't once you put that helmet on.
Yeah.
You definitely don't
I ain't
act like
saying
that.
I'd slam anybody that I go to church with. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe. If it was
maybe.
for a win, you might get
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it's for a win,
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna take each other out
I
for
would be a little
trophies.
bit easy.
Yeah, because you got to
Try to
see
make
them
it not so
again.
violent.
Yeah, especially if it's for a trophy.
Yeah, but just a trophy. If it's money, it might be a little bit
different.
violent,
That that was an adjustment. Like the first time you get paid, you're like, oh, okay. But
yeah.
then the first time that you get hit because that's
Oh,
more
yeah.
money.
Yeah, I know.
That definitely wakes you up. You're like,
You got to stand
oh
up for
shit.
yourself.
Yeah,
You'll
it's
get
like,
run
oh
over.
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
oh shit, okay. This isn't for a trophy no more. This is
Yeah, it's for real deal.
Yeah, this is the real
there's
deal.
people that'll blast you for a trophy too.
That is true. That is true.
People that ain't got one, I guess.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I'll give you one. Don't break my
just
leg,
just come down to Mark's. He'll give you a trophy. He's got plenty of them somewhere.
I think I threw most of them away.
Yeah. I did that.
He gets dusty after.
Yeah, when we was living in Crooksville, I had a bunch in the basement, and I took them out to the garbage and let them sit there. And some kids from the neighborhood took them.
I tell you, man, old motocross trophies are worth money on eBay.
Really?
I didn't know that.
I did, yeah.
And boxing them up, shipping them out.
Yeah, right.
I'll look you up, dude.
Yeah.
I really didn't have that many trophies.
Yeah.
Probably only had about 100.
180.
I started riding for
300.
money.
Yeah.
300. Whatever.
Yeah, 300. And started riding for money.
I got some plaques.
The plaques, the plaques. I remember when the plaques came in, like in what was that, like the mid '90s, and they started going away from trophies and started doing the plaques thing.
Like stack them up.
Yeah,
they don't take up.
Yeah, at my parents' house, they had them all over the walls and all down the walls.
Cool,
They walked in. You'd walk into the living room and it'd be all over. It was all over everything. So there's the plaques are definitely something.
So I was married. I got married right after high school. Actually proposed to Shannon at Honda Hills at a race, and I don't know what she was thinking when she said that. I'm sorry, but she did. So I wasn't allowed to put up none of my trophies in the house, though, so which I did have a room where I worked out and I could put them in there, but I was like, so I was racing them vintage bikes, and the first year that it was 03, and Jim Pomeroy donated one of his trophies that he won in Europe in the 70s. And it was a rotating trophy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was usually the champion in the 250 sportsman expert class got their name on it. So I built that 250 and I'm like, I want that trophy.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get it.
Yeah.
So we go to Florida for the first round and I raced and I was winning. And I think my gas tank mount broke off the tank or something. The bike shut off on me. And I looked down and my fuel's puking out.
Oh, shit.
Because my hose come off. I'm like, what the? Put it back on, took off, and it's missing. So I had to ride my 125 right quick. So I just shoved it in the pits, went up one race on 125. And I looked, and the mount broke. It rubbed my kill button wires, is why it was shortened. So I fixed it all anyway and got through that one. Rode Budds Creek and some other races. I don't know, but I went to Colorado. That was the year my mom got killed. I was going to race Mid Ohio, and I was at Mid Ohio when I learned that news. So I didn't get that race in. I came home. So you had to have 7 races in to be eligible for the title. So those guys all had that Mid Ohio race. All my buddies, they called us the Zanesville Wrecking Crew. You know, 'cause we pretty much Robbie Miracle was in it.
Yeah.
Greg Sales, Mark Mitchell, Jimmy Gerald's,
Ryan
Oregon.
Ryan was in it. No,
And Stanberry,
John and Jason.
Yeah. I know I'm missing some people. I got a picture. If I'm missing you, I'm sorry, but yeah, I forget where I'm going with all that. Oh, so the closest race that we had to go to was Colorado. And Robbie Green had some family in Colorado that he was going to be able to stay with him. So they all got together and was like, dude, we're going to haul you to California, Colorado, so you can get your other race in and win this championship, And I'm like, all right. So
let's do it.
The Stanberry, John, took off with the truck and all like of our bikes. Because me and Miracle and Robbie Green, we had to work.
Yep.
So we pile in Miracle's wife's car. I think it was Crown Vic or something. It was like a boat,
Yeah.
And we're going to take turns driving. We're going to drive straight through to Colorado. Oh, PJ Rapel was in the race. Tim Williams, they was in that wrecking crew with us too, and Jason Green. So anyway, Miracle's driving the first part, and we're all awake at the first part. So I told Miracle, I was like, hey, I hadn't been through St. Louis before. I said, when we get to St. Louis, wake me up so I want to see that arch, all lit up and stuff. All right. So I'm back there snoring, and he's like, Weave, get up. There's the arch. And I'm coming up out of the back seat, rubbing my eyes and looking around. We're doing like 120. I'm like, where's it at? He goes,
it's back there.
Back there. I'm like, he's all laughing. Like, you're a jackwagon, dude, man. I like going through there 180, and I couldn't see nothing. So then it was my turn to drive right at the Kansas border. And I drove through the whole state of Kansas. I did the whole state. I seen I don't think nobody lives there. I seen 2 people, an armadillo, a crop dusting plane, and about 9,000 tumbleweeds. That's all I saw in the whole hour long it took to get. And I was complaining about it. And so during the race, I come around there, I'm leading, and PJ and Miracle, all of them had their butts out, mooning me.
Yeah.
As I come to, and PJ had a pit board out there, Kansas or bust. I'm like, I went nuts. I come around there, I roosted all their butts and stuff, and tried to run PJ over. Won my 125 race out there, and then but my 250 broke down. So I mean, that was going to be devastating to try to win the Pomeroy Trophy.
Yeah.
So John Stanberry said, you can ride my Yamaha and get your points, I said, okay. So I rode it, and I think I got third on it or whatever. And so I gave my plaque to John, and I ended up winning that Pomeroy Trophy. And back to the story, I told you all that to say my wife wouldn't let me put no trophies out. I knew I was getting that Pomeroy Trophy, and I knew it was big. And I said, her best friend Tara was in the house too. And we had like an entertainment center. They had all these flowers, girl stuff up there.
Yes.
I said, I was going to Florida the next year for the banquet in the first round. I said, I'm getting my Pomeroy Trophy. And I said, it's going to be right up there for the whole year. Get them flowers, get them Tampax boxes, all that junk off top of there, because I'm putting that up there, and they're still to this day, they're like, oh, the Pomeroy Trophy. I said, that's right.
That's right.
I had that dude for a year, and I'm proud that my name's on it.
Heck yeah.
It was just awesome. It was pretty tough to get it, but
you worked your ass off, you got it, and you deserved it, and you got your name on it.
Motocross, it'll teach you how to work for what you want.
It'll definitely teach you how to work for what you want. And John Stanberry, Jason and John, those two dudes, were, oh my gosh.
So much fun. We was in good hands with John on the way home, wherever we went. When he pulled into a restaurant, you knew it was going to be good grub.
Yeah.
John knew how to eat, buddy.
Yeah.
We're going in here, get some ribs, Weave. I said, let's go.
Let's do it.
Right there, you come out with barbecue sauce in our hair everywhere. This is a mess.
Yeah, John was fun. Amazing
guys.
Yeah.
Oh, and Pomeroy hung out with us a bunch of times.
Yeah.
He would eat with us, and then I got to meet Brad Lackey. So it was funny, the one year, I don't remember what year it was, I was going to Florida to race my 125, and I took my wife's minivan. I pulled the back seat out, tucked it in the house, whatever, threw my bike up in there, and I took Matt with me, and he wasn't old enough to drive or anything. I said, you're going to have to stay awake with me, keep me, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
In the Zanesville, and he's back there snoring. So yeah. Well, when he was little, if he wouldn't sleep, I'd take him a ride in the car and he'd go to sleep. So, I ruined him.
Yep.
But, so I got down there, and I told I don't know. Race the race, whatever.
Yeah,
but it was part of the series. I won that 3 years in a row in the 125. And it was fun. That's what I was telling you. Lackey. I met Lackey and Matt come up there with me to get my trophy, and Lackey goes, Your dad rips pretty good. Matt goes, yeah. He was a little kid.
Yeah.
He didn't know.
He didn't know. He was just like, yeah, he goes fast. I know.
Vintage races again.
You go to a vintage race again?
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, ball.
Man, we've been going 2 hours and 4 minutes, and it doesn't even seem like it, does
It
it?
seems like 15 minutes.
Seems like 15 minutes.
I love it. I'm glad you get me. I'm sorry I'm all over the place, but stuff just comes to you.
Exactly. Stuff just hits you all of a sudden. You're like, yeah, like Action Sports, down in Action Sports. Did you race down there a lot? Because yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that place.
I just saw Drew at the Vintage Days.
Did you?
And Kyle was there, his boy.
Yep.
But yeah, Drew was. I mean, Action Sports, that place was primo.
Yes, it was.
And there was some stout competition that would show up down there.
Mike Brown, Nick Way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they were
our Sport District dudes.
Yeah, race.
But he was throwing us in with the Lions. Yeah, I see how
absolutely. Yeah.
Don't think I won't put my wheels on them guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I can catch them.
Absolutely. Yep, just come out of the whole shot and get it. Yeah,
I'll tell you what. Racing the Columbus Indoors when Drew put it on.
Mm-hmm. It was amazing.
So awesome. You pull out there for the 125 Pro Main, and they'd turn the lights down, and they would have that guy with that voice, Export Pennsylvania Mike Jones, shine light on him, and they was playing Figure Out on the Wild Side, whatever Motley Crue stuff, and then I was a local boy again. They called my name, and the whole
place went erupted. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, man, I don't want to let none of these guys down. I'm going to just lay it all out there. If I'm bleeding and dead when it's over, that's fine. I ain't letting them down. Carnage, man. The first turns in them things.
It was definitely
just slamming it.
Yes. The first rows were always
bannered off
because you would end up in the cheap seats.
You could die if you sat in the cheap seats. You might get a bike land in your lap.
Absolutely.
I seen Junior Jackson on a RM85 one year. He did a double, and he was falling off the back for the next double.
Yeah.
And he's wide open.
Oh,
he went like 10 rows up, snapped his arm.
Oh man,
broke a bunch of seats off. I'm like, Zuki's too much power.
Got too much for you. It's a little bit too much. Yeah.
That was gnarly. Man, we had fun. The one year up there, I got second in the Pro Main behind Mike Jones beat me.
Mm-hmm.
But I beat all the rest of the dudes. It was pretty good.
Yeah, Mike Jones turned into the freestyle king, and his daughter races now.
I see she's an animal.
Yep.
Mike Jones would always win those freestyle or the jump contests.
Yep.
I tried to do the one in West Virginia, and the track was like real soft and sticky and good, and I about killed myself. I was like, man, I look like an absolute dork. I'm done. And all of us were having a hard time, but that's all I'm doing. I'm out. I take myself out because I stunk. It was fun.
Yeah, that was some of the best fun riding, was just going out and jumping with your friends, doing different tricks.
But Mike Jones won a lot of money on the jump contest. They go around the crowd and gather up a bunch of money, and whoever they cheered loudest for. Yeah. I mean, he paid bills with that.
Yeah.
One year I went to Florida. My dad took me down there to race Winter Series. We rode 3 rounds. We'd be going for 2.5 weeks to get 3 rounds in. Mike Jones and Troy Smith Mike Jones had he had rented this house, and he invited us down. So he had a sponsor that paid for the stuff. He let us stay in there, and it was at Daytona Beach, and we had our bikes in the trailer and stuff, and we was going to go do something. I can't remember, but we didn't want to leave our bikes just in the trailer.
Oh yeah,
on hook because somebody steal the whole trailer and everything. Yep. So Mike goes, he said my dude that sponsored him lived down the road and had a garage. He said we can ride our bikes down there and put them in the garage. Mm-hmm. So we fired up our motocrossers, and we're like wheeling, going down the main drag, jumping the curbs and wheeling, and right on the main deal, right down through Daytona. And I don't know how many blocks down there it was, but it was fun. People was looking, and we rolled them into that garage and parked them. That was a story with Mike. That was pretty cool.
So we went down to my brother Christopher and I went down to North Carolina to race one winter just to keep going,
Oh yeah, it's good racing.
Yeah, it was Elizabeth City or something. I think I can't remember. Yeah. It was amazing. It was such a. But we were there for quite a few days.
Yeah.
And we pull up to the hotel the first night, and they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, the heat's off and stuff." And it was like February, and I was like, "Yeah, we're from Ohio. It's fucking negative. It's like 60 degrees here. We'll be fine. Give us an extra blanket in case we cold." But it was in the back of my Toyota pickup. My bike was, and I told Chris, I said, "Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Yeah, ain't no way that I'm leaving it in the back of the truck."
Oh, heck.
So we had to go up 3 flights of stairs. Couldn't fit it in the elevator, my bike. So we had to go up 3 flights of stairs. So he was like dragging, and he's like 14 years old, dragging the front tire, and I'm pushing, and
fired up and wheeling.
It was middle of the night. It's probably 2, 3 in the morning. Boom, boom, boom! There's a fire in the building. There's a fire in the building. I'm like, shit. So I'm like putting my pants on and stuff like that, and we're getting ready to go out, and Chris is going back in. I said, "Where the fuck are you going?" He's like, "Get the bike."
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck that bike."
No way. I
was like, "Fuck that bike."
Yeah.
So we go down and we sit in the truck, and the fire department clears it, and we're good to go. And they were like,
"Bike's in there."
I left the bike in there, yeah, for sure.
Shame on
And the fire department like clears it and stuff, and then they were like, "Hey, is that your bike?" I said, "Yep." He was like, "Gas in it?" I said, "Nope." And he was like, "Yeah, we checked. There isn't any gas in it." I said, "We drained it before we brought it up here because I didn't want anybody to say anything."
Yeah.
So it did have oil in it, obviously, in the bottom end, but it didn't have gas in it. We drained all the gas out and went up. And the manager of the hotel was like, "Yeah, we probably shouldn't let you do that." I said, "Well, I'm not staying here.
Yeah.
If not, I was like, yeah." I said, "The best thing you could do is put me on the ground floor." And he's like, "No." So every morning we headed to the track. We had to go down the steps. That was easy, but coming back in the evenings, we had to, well, I'll never forget. There's a fire in the building. And Chris is like going back to get the bike. He's like, "You're 14. I'm like,
that's
I'm like,
man after mine.
I'm like, oh no. I'm like, fuck that bike, dude. Oh, no way. I was like, "No, we are out of there."
I took my bike and I got pictures. Me and my wife rode Marion indoors on my 91, and I took it in the room. And the room number was 131. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
But yeah, I would always I'd put like a towel on the wall and lean it against, and I put something under it in case it. I mean, I didn't try to deliberately tear up the room.
No, absolutely not.
I wasn't going to. Excuse me, leave my bike out.
Yeah, I had the triangle stand, put it on there, and like I said, we drained all the gas each night before we went up. So yeah, we did that. What was it?
At night. Yeah, race gas.
There was a Friday night series at Honda Hills. I raced it. I think I won that night, and then drove straight from there all the way over to Kenworthy's because Kenworthy's was going on that weekend.
Yeah,
and it was my friend Dale was with me. We drive all the way over there. We set the tent up. You know what I mean? Because it's real late when we get there. Set the tent up, and I pushed the bike in, and he's like, "Where am I going to sleep?" So I don't fucking know.
I don't care. Bike's going to be in here. You can sleep wherever you want.
He was like, "Well, where am I going to sleep?" I was like, "I don't fucking care, but me and my bike are right here."
Right here.
You know? Yeah. And he was like, "Oh." So he ended up sleeping on the ground underneath the truck there. And like for the whole weekend. But that was a fun weekend. Yeah. I didn't go too far because on Saturday I crashed off a Widowmaker and ripped my radiator off.
Oh,
and so the rest of the weekend was nothing but just have fun. You know what I mean? We're staying Sunday.
The national weekend?
Yep, national weekend. We're staying the Sunday to watch the pros because I didn't have to worry anymore because we crashed and I was done. Couldn't get my.
You did go in full fan mode then.
Yep, full fan mode, and so that was a fun weekend.
I think the first year. I'm pretty sure it was the first year for Kenworthy's. I know it was. I went, so I had to work Saturday, and then I got my bike ready. Me and my buddy Jeff Cox, we loaded my bike. I had a little blue Dawson pickup truck. Threw all my junk in there, and we're all the way to Kenworthy's, and we get there, it's like just in time to actually get into the place, but not into the pro pits. So I pulled up to the gate of the pro pits and blocked it on purpose because we didn't have no cell phones, alarm clock,
nothing like that. Yeah,
we just kicked our seats back and go to sleep. Me and Cox, and in the morning they're beating on it. What are you doing? I said, I'm racing today. Well, get it in there. You're blocking the road. I said, I parked here on purpose so you'd wake me up.
Yeah.
I rolled in there and put it in the main and everything. And then I think it was 19. So that was 87. 88, I didn't get to ride it because Shannon was pregnant for Matt and she was sick, kind of. So I stayed home. And then in 89, I had a broken leg. And then, so 90 was my next attempt.
Yep.
And I rode 250 and qualified. But I had that orange van and it had a heart shaped window in the back.
Yeah.
The love.
The shaggin' wagon.
Yeah. I showed up to a 250 Pro National in that. That was my race rig. Rolled up in the pro pits. Didn't have no easy up or nothing. I just opened the back doors up and I had Matt's Snoopy blanket sheet. That was my awning. I had it draped over them things, and I put it in the main that year too with my Snoopy
blanket
and my Heart Love Shack fan, whatever.
So any of you guys that are thinking about going pro, you got to get a Snoopy blanket, and that'll help you qualify.
Yeah. And it'll make them feel bad when you put it in the main and they got all the fancy stuff.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's always good. So I'm not gonna keep you much longer because we got to do this again. We got to do this again. We got to do this. We got to do this again. Yeah. Yeah. We got to do part 2, potentially even more than that. Yeah.
Round up in here.
Yeah. So make sure you check out Edge One Racing. Anybody else you would like to thank? Anybody else you would like to promote? Anything like that?
The Lord for, He made me this way and he don't make mistakes. And I'm just thankful I can ride a dirt bike, to be honest, 60 years old or whatever. So I want to just, keep doing it. And then old like Abby, she does everything. Like Benny's days, we'd have starved to death if it wasn't for her. I'd have been sleeping in the dirt if it wasn't for her. And Brittany. Yeah, Brittany, Matt's wife, Brittany, takes good care of us too. And I know they're stressed out, the whole time because we're just scatterbrains running around. Always getting ready to buy some more bikes.
Yeah, buy some more bikes.
If we would have had room to haul them, trying to get a semi. My wife for putting up with me. I don't know what she saw in me. But she's something else. I got her totally burnt out on it. She don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Rolls her eyes, thinks I'm stupid.
Well.
But but I am.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good.
It's part of it's part of who made us what we are. So
yeah, all my friends, that just have been around the whole time. And like I was talking, like your mom hauled me to the hospital that night when I snapped my twig, and Mike Blair's mom, when I broke my leg at Mount Morris, she rode to the hospital with me because I was by myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like they're my friends' moms, but they treated me like I was their kid, and it was really appreciated at the time because you're scared and you're hurting and you're going to the hospital and just having somebody with you is nice. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. Well, stay tuned. There will be a part 2, potentially even more than that. This was our first official episode. I did an introduction episode. This is going to be my future podcast. I'm thankful for just everybody who listens, who watches, because it will be on Apple. It'll be on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, and then we're going to share it on Facebook as well. So just make sure that you get out there and ride, keep it rubber side down, and buy some parts off Edge One Racing.
And I think I forgot to mention my Edge One Facebook page.
Yes, go ahead.
Do that. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Edge One Racing Facebook page.
Abby does a lot of cool stuff. Oh yeah, Instagram,
Facebook. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook. Check them out. Everything's there. They got some really cool clips, some really good highlight reels. You do an excellent job on that. It definitely brought back some memories for that. So watching them. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody for staying tuned, and we'll see you next time.